disgusting, sexual.
Parents say it is not for kids.
Pornography in the workplace being played on TV screens, drawings.
They ransacked and took off with the family car.
People making nasty comments about women.
Virus spreading in our area, find out where.
Racial language and racist attacks.
Push the button! I'm a black ninja, fuckface!
All right, we remember. Shut up.
We smoke pot with Snoop Doggy Dogg on a daily basis.
You're talking out your ass.
There's gonna be some action today.
I'm gonna crap myself.
Oh, what a log you're gonna have. Holy shit.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Holy shit, Yahoo, indeed.
Oh. With Opie.
I have psychosis.
Anthony.
I'm a xenophobic asshole.
Jim Norton.
I don't have the chops to do this.
And a bunch of zeros.
Good old Ben.
Steve really is love.
Perfectly enunciating bull. Sorry, Steve.
E-Rock!
I bring nothing to the table.
They love when Hawk fucks up.
Shut up. But more importantly, we see Derek's balls.
You just relax. Here comes the funny.
Problem, Hawk?
My crotch is burning so bad.
Shut up!
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. Exactly 3 fucking seconds to wipe that stupid-looking grin off your face, or I will gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you!
Beyond AM, Beyond FM, it's XM Satellite Radio.
Now, choke yourself! Your days of finger-banging, old Mary Jane Trot through her pretty pink panties are over!
Oh, my God!
Don't make any fucking effort to get up to the top of the fucking obstacle. If God wanted you up there, he would have miracled your ass up there by now, wouldn't he?
He's the best.
One of the greatest characters ever.
Well, no shit.
No shit.
Hey, good morning, man.
Good morning.
Getting ready for another fine program.
How is everybody? Recouping from your vacation still? I know I am.
I certainly am.
Christ. I was so shot yesterday because we had the Racontalkers. Remember, we did the interview with the Racontalkers, and yeah, that threw me off right after vacation. So I get home yesterday. I don't even know what time it was. It was pretty early. I got right out of here and just zoomed home like a speed racer. Hit the bed, done, out, wake up. It's 4:15 in the afternoon. I just looked, and the first thing out of my mouth is, "Oh, I'm fucked." It's just like, that's it. You don't sleep until 4:15 in the afternoon, and then get to sleep at 9:30 again.
Or 10.
Doesn't happen.
No, it just doesn't work that way.
Oh, dude, I was watching some DVR'd, finally The Sopranos, and then, what else? South Park comes on. I watched that. I watched The Daily Show. I watched The Colbert Report. I'm looking. It's like, oh, good. It's midnight now. It's good. And
Did you watch the Girls Gone Wild infomercial?
Of course. Every night.
Every morning at 5 a.m.
Buying that shit.
Every morning at 5 a.m., even though I've seen it a million times. That's how I start my day.
Who the fuck is... Isn't there better...
It's a
like,
half-hour
free
infomercial
porn
that's
available on the internet?
Yeah, but this is TV while you're having coffee. It's fun.
Yeah, but I mean, do people buy it? Do you know anyone who's... No, I know. The guy's made... He has a jet. He's got that... I don't know who the people are that buy it. And it seems like you could download better porno on... let's get our senior pornography correspondent
I asked the same question to a guy I know who's in the business of selling those things, and he said it's generally people living in the Bible Belt area that aren't allowed, quote unquote, to keep porn in the house.
So it's not really considered porno. It's just girls going wild.
I got it off TV. It's not porn. It's girls
right. They
going
couldn't
wild.
sell it on TV if it was porno.
Right, and so it's an excuse to have some racy kind of material in the house.
Interesting.
That is the worst answer I've ever heard.
It's a great answer,
It's a great
Steve.
answer,
and stinks.
It's a wonderful. Maybe he's strafing you.
Maybe most people aren't as desensitized as we are, and that's their idea of sex.
Right.
Like, oh, she's showing her bosom. That could be it.
I think,
bosom.
But
whereas for me, if there's not a horse involved, I laugh at it.
Oh, I know. It's kind of the point where if it's going to be porno, it's got to be some real hardcore stuff.
Right. If she's not crying driving home from the scene, there's nothing for me. No shame equals no fun.
Right.
When you have to question if she's acting.
When you're convinced there's guns off camera.
Wait a minute, those tears look a little too real.
Why is she doing porno when she can act so good?
Right.
Look at her crying. I'm really convinced she's upset about this. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems to me like you could get much better smut on the internet.
You can.
In very good snippets where you don't have to sit through some guy babbling to a college girl. Well, we're here. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to just take your fucking shirt off, show your snatch. Shut up. Shut up.
So you watched all those shows. You watched American Idol, I'm sure.
Yep, watched American Idol.
First big surprise of the season.
You think that was a surprise?
Absolutely,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's all demographics, my friend. As you know, if you watched it last night, the big fat black chick, Mandisa, got thrown off the show. She was thrown off the show. But I think it's all demographics. I don't think they did some kind of study. Black people don't really vote for the show as much as white people. I think you had two black people that are left, and you're splitting the black vote. You know? So one of them had to go.
I think it's more than that, though. I think they're also looking for personality. It's not good enough you have a really good singing voice, because they even said Mandisa has one of the best voices as far as this season goes, but she had no personality.
Well, then why the hell...
You got Kelly Pickler acting like a complete dummy, and
why is Ace still in there?
Taylor Hicks was, and Paris...
Yeah!
And Paris...
Yeah!
And Paris with her,
Thank you. Thank you, Simon. Thank you.
and Bucky like...
Bucky. Oh, Bucky's got to go. Bucky can't sing. Bucky can't fucking sing. The guy can't hold a note. But he's all over the place.
He's got the Southern vote, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're right with demographics as well, but I think America is also looking for the personality factor. Because Lisa Tucker was also fantastic, but she didn't have any personality.
You know what, though? No, the personality factor, I kind of see your point, but it falls apart with Ace. Ace had, you know who had more personality in his eyes, more life and livelihood in his eyes? Taylor's friend that got the monkey lobotomy in Planet of the Apes when they spun him around. His eyes looked more lively than that fucking Ace. He sings, that vacant look he's got, the stare, he's trying to do, I don't know if he's trying to do the sexy look, but it comes off like somebody who has got his goddamn brain cut out.
He's doing that sex look, and the teenage girls and the gay guys are loving it.
It's horrid. He sat on that stool and sang the song the other day, and it was, first of all, the country thing, the most boring subject that they're covering. They did country. It was, what is that, Tuesday, I guess they do it? I watch it all in one night. DVR, gotta love it. One night, an hour and 10 minutes, the whole thing, the show where they sing, and the results, done. 3 hours worth of programming in an hour. You're done with the whole thing.
Well, last night's show was, what, a half hour?
Half hour.
It took me, how long? Like 13 minutes to watch.
And you were probably watching some shit you didn't even have to.
All of a sudden, I turned to my right. I'm like, do you want to watch Kenny Rogers sing?
Forward.
There was a no.
I would have liked to. You know, I would have
went zoo. Fast forward.
I would have liked to have watched Kenny Rogers sing, but I saw him nowhere in that studio, nowhere on the stage. I don't know who that man was. It was not Kenny Rogers. What happened to Kenny Rogers?
How much plastic surgery can one person get?
Dude, who was that man? His eyes were pulled back. He didn't have the trademark Kenny Rogers hairdo, and his beard and mustache even looked different. Who was that gentleman?
They've tightened him up.
They tightened him up.
They turned a few screws.
Just leave it alone. The guys that are getting the plastic surgery, it's bad enough when the chicks get it. When they shoot that lips up with their ass fat and they come out looking like a duck-billed platypus thinking it's sexy, it isn't. It's horrid looking, ladies. And then the guys have it done, and they get their eyes done. So it kind of looks like them with some kind of burn wounds on their upper face.
That's a great way to look
at it. It's the only way to describe it. And Kenny Rogers, he walked out, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we got Jack in Ozone Park that wants to add to this intelligent conversation.
All right.
Let's go, Jack.
Hello.
Jack. Hold on.
Well,
for some reason this is on...
Let's get our phones working first.
For some reason that's on CD2 today, because... No, whatever.
You guys know.
Well, Jack,
hold on. Our phones weren't working, so you were talking.
No, he's on hold
just
now.
Talking to yourself.
He's on hold to calm the fuck down.
Oh, you were chastising him.
Not really. Jack.
Yes.
No one has really heard you yet, so you got to start over. It's Jack from Ozone Park.
Right. Kelly Pickler and her fat ass are going to win this whole fucking thing. And you guys know that, man. It's got a lot to do with asses and what you look like. It doesn't even matter what you sing. Like, I picked her right from the beginning, and she's going to win.
Did you notice on her performance Tuesday night, she started in the audience. She walks up, and they show a front view of her, so you get to see the people behind her. Everyone's looking right at her ass, and there was some old guy, looked like Wilford Brimley, staring. Dude, he was staring a second hole in her ass.
No, that look was his surprise at actually filling up after about 25 years. But listen, she's going to win. She's all...
Don't try the Voss butt to get out of a bad joke. Butt.
He's still listening. He's still not listening, I should say. All right. Thank you, Jack. He likes Kelly Pickler in her ass.
Yeah. A lot of people like Kelly. A lot of people claiming she's putting it on, the dumbness. I don't know. She seems pretty sincerely stupid.
She's dumb.
Yeah, she's just a dumb blonde from the South.
No one's beating Chris Daughtry now.
No
one's beating Chris Daughtry.
And he turned in a lackluster, dull, fucking country performance.
That guy doesn't want to sing country songs.
He could have picked an upbeat country song. The guy's whole thing is about being, upbeat and...
Yeah, but the judges last week said that he needs to show a little more variety, so now he said, all right, I might as well slow it down because I hate country anyway and get it over with.
Good idea. I guess they got Queen next week.
It's not Queen. Freddie Mercury's
the remaining
dead.
members of Queen. Oof. Is it the Cars? They're going to be singing with the new Cars?
Well, Queen's doing the same thing as the Cars.
Yeah.
They have decided to go on without Freddie Mercury.
They grabbed up the guy from Bad Company, right?
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers.
Yeah. Paul Rogers is now singing lead for Queen.
Yeah. He's fronting a Queen.
But he was a great lead singer for his band, Bad Company.
Why not just...
And other bands.
Get Bad Company back together. They got hits.
Wasn't he in The Firm? That supergroup for a year or two. But now he's the lead singer of Queen.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Freddie Mercury's dead. He was Queen.
Uh-huh.
Brian May, yes, you were a great guitarist. You had some great riffs. You did some great things.
Very distinctive sound.
But without Freddie Mercury, where are you going?
Brian May American Idol, apparently.
Brian May has been trying to, keep his career going ever since Freddie Mercury died, and it's just not happening.
He just gets various people to sing along with him.
It's just not
George
happening.
Michael came in, did a tune.
Right.
He gets a couple of people to pop in, celebrity singers, and now American Idol. Whoopity-doo. I bet Chris does a pretty good job with something. I hope they give him a good song. No. How many Queen songs? There's like 9 of them left?
Do they give you a song or do you pick one?
I don't know if you get to pick from a list, but who gets to pick, like, the better song? Who's going to get... Bicycle, bicycle, I want to ride my bicycle, and who's going to get...
Too bad Mandisa's not still in the competition for fat bottom girls.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some pretty shitty Queen songs. I'm in love with my automobile. Who's going to get that classic?
I don't know.
And then who's going to get, like, the good Queen songs that people love that I can't think of one?
How about We Are the Champions?
Right.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. That's a tough one. I think.
Right?
But I do think somebody tackled that last year.
All right. I guess we're done with Idol. People get bored with it, but there's some observations on that. I actually watched a movie last night, the first half hour to 40 minutes. I think the guy's coming in today, and I think that's why I was watching it last night. Got a little screener's copy of a movie called The History of Heavy Metal.
I didn't see any of it.
You got a copy of it?
Yes, I did.
What years are involved here?
No, it's a guy.
Goes all the way back?
It's a guy from a small town in Canada, Sam Dunn.
Canada?
Yeah, that's
what do they know about rock and roll?
This kid, he's not.
Sorry, Canada, I'm kidding.
He's not a kid anymore. He's been following it for almost 30 years, and now he decided to do a documentary on heavy metal music.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Does he go back to its roots?
Absolutely.
The black man?
And that's where I'm just very pissed off today.
What happened?
Guess what band started heavy metal?
Let me think.
Guess what band started heavy metal?
Well, I guess it has to be.
Guess what band started heavy metal?
Let me see. Could it possibly be Black Sabbath?
And my eyes just rolled. I'm like, oh, shit.
You mean there was no heavy metal before Black Sabbath?
It was really interesting. They did the roots of heavy metal, but everyone says it's pretty much Black Sabbath. But they also contribute such bands as Cream, which surprised me.
Yeah, that was more of the British invasion kind of.
Well, we've been hearing Cream songs our whole lives, but we weren't around when Cream actually put this stuff out. So I guess maybe for the time it was a lot heavier. Like it, you know what I mean? We weren't living in that era. So.
Oh, for the time.
Yeah, because they also threw Jimi Hendrix in there as a huge influence.
You know something? Heavy metal guitar, right? Yeah.
And a band called Blue Cheer. I think Blue Cheer or something like that.
Heard of them, but.
And a couple others I can't remember. We'll have to ask the guy today.
The heavy metal.
Well, Lars raised a good point. It was really a beautiful induction speech he gave them, and he said that no band has ever been associated with any kind of music, like as the poster boy, as you will, for that music as much as Sabbath is for heavy metal. No. But what other?
This is what let's see. This is the dream I had all night. You know how you have those dreams that never end.
Right,
here it is. This is what I've been dreaming since I watched this stupid movie last night.
Can a boy talk about his heroes?
Of course you can.
And then Lars raised a good point.
And then, because I wasn't paying that much attention, I was cooking dinner and stuff. But like, there's a 3-tone thing that musicians didn't touch. They just knew it was like the devil's freaking chord or something.
Really?
Or something like that. This guy will help me along with this. And Black Sabbath was like, fuck that, here we go, we'll use it. You know, but it was like hands up. Like people just knew, you know, you just don't really go there with this certain chord or something.
Than has come in.
Oh, you saw the movie?
No. But I have
plugging a gig.
Yeah, no, I have studied a lot of music theory. It's the tritone.
Tritone, yes.
It was known.
I loved that band, the Tritone.
Yes,
3 tones.
And it was known as the Devil's Interval that you were not allowed to play.
And what is it? Where can we hear an example of it?
Any Black Sabbath song?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the only thing coming to mind right now is the very start to YYZ by Rush. Those 2 notes that go between those. That's a tritone.
Okay.
Wow.
I know the.
Man.
Do we have YYZ? I would like to hear.
Yeah.
I know YYZ.
Yes.
And then
we have it.
Who the hell gave Black Sabbath props during this movie? I think it might have been Rob Zombie.
Jimmy Norton?
Rob Zombie said, and I quote, "I'll have to bring the movie in so we could play it so Jimmy could smile and jerk off." That Black Sabbath basically came up with every single riff. And every other band since has just been reworking the riffs, whether they slowed them down, played them backwards, sped them up, and I'm just sitting there going,
why does he get this kind of...
Well, look, when you hear great songs like The Beautiful People, Marilyn Manson, that's very Children of the Grave-ish.
So here's YYZ, the first couple seconds.
Notes there. Oh, yeah, that's very bell-like.
That?
No, it's the...
This song really does rock. That's really the tritone. Listen to the drumming of Neil Peart.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. Listen to this.
Alright. I would love to hear the rest of that song, trust me.
What is the, I heard on the Boneyard, they played a Rush song, and it ended the concert with a Neil Peart drum solo, but I've never enjoyed a drum solo like I enjoyed this. Anybody out there? He introduces himself as the Professor.
Ooh.
I guess he's on the drums.
Ripping me off.
The best.
Hey, let's say hi to Freak in South Carolina. Freak, what's up?
Hey, man, the beginning of The Simpsons, when they're just penning in the clouds and the chorus is going, The Simpsons, that's a tritone.
All right.
Well, how about that?
Well, I had no idea. I mean, you know, I get into some of this stuff, and I had no idea about the tritone. I just didn't. And I guess it was one of these things you just left alone, and finally Black Sabbath is one, maybe Cream as well. We'll have to ask this guy. They said, fuck that, we're going to start using the tritone.
What's a Sabbath song, if anyone out there knows it, that features a tritone? I'm not familiar with music at all.
All of them.
Let's go to Pete. Pete, what's up?
Pete.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Perfect example would be the beginning of Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
Right, okay.
Okay, meow. Okay.
It's just evil-sounding stuff that probably isn't as pleasing to the ear, or wasn't at the time.
Right.
It would come off like, oh my God, that sounds like something that would be playing during a Halloween party,
right?
Or something.
The world had to change before you had enough anger in you to finally say, you know what, we got to start making music with the tritone.
Yeah,
when you're walking around with those cute hats. Not baseball caps, you know, the
Angus Young type hats.
No, every
little schoolboy like the propeller on it.
You know, like you're going to work for the old press. You know
the fedora.
The fedora. Everyone was wearing fedoras
or derbies
and suits in the middle of summer and stuff. They weren't ready for the tritone.
Where the president went for the inauguration with a big what was that, stovepipe hat like Lincoln wore. Actually did that up until I think Kennedy did that. Believe he actually wore that stupid hat?
No, but Kennedy was the one that got rid of that trend or whatever.
Of the hat?
The hat, yeah. They
when it was blown off his head.
But they say that. Look at all the old footage right up to Kennedy.
Yeah.
Kennedy refused to wear that dumb hat that everyone was wearing back then.
Oh, was he the one that stopped it?
He stopped that trend, and then everyone else said, "Oh wow, the president's not wearing that hat,
that goofy hat."
And supposedly the whole hat industry just drastically dropped and went away, just because he just didn't want to, to look like that.
Can I say, I was watching The Tonight Show. My parents got me my Christmas gifts, lovely shirts, and a couple of other things. No, different.
When did you get your Christmas gifts? Like yesterday?
2 weeks ago we saw each other. Not even.
Yeah, that's.
They've been waiting for me in black garbage bags in my living room.
That's great.
Nice son.
And they love you to death. I mean, you really got to go see them every once in a while.
I had brought the gifts up in garbage bags a week earlier.
Garbage bags, that's great.
But I actually want to wear a couple of shirts for Pal Talk cameras. They're really good shirts, quality shirts. And they brought me a Yankee calendar, which is cool. When you're 37, I have a Yankee calendar. It's 4 months into it's cool. And they got me one gift I really loved was the Johnny Carson collection.
Ah, yes, I picked that up.
And there's a great joke he does about he's from Nebraska, and it was probably 1977 or something. He goes, it's Lincoln's birthday, and
that was an impression.
Yeah, well, it won't.
I like that.
It was Lincoln's birthday, and Johnny said, Lincoln. Whenever Lincoln's birthday comes, it reminds me of my first girlfriend. She was in high school given the Lincoln Award because everyone took a shot at her in the balcony. Really funny.
That was good shit. Wow, back then too, huh?
I love Johnny.
Got away with murder on that show.
Funny dude.
Let's go to Chris in Los Angeles. Chris.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey.
Hey, so the deal with the tritone, it was
hold on, sir. Hold on.
So dark.
What's that?
Okay, go ahead, guys.
Yes, sir.
I'll put him on hold. What were we going to say?
No. We were just laughing, so I couldn't hear what you said because me and Sweetie Pie were having a chuckle.
Still laughing at that joke.
Right, Chris, go ahead.
Hey, no problem. So the thing that made Sabbath sound so dark was
the tritone is a flat fifth. The most natural progression, the most natural chord progression in all of music ever since classical days is the fifth chord going back to the first chord. So if you're in the key of C, the key of G is like how you finish a song before you go back to the beginning. And it's like just naturally in all music since, for like hundreds of years, until the blues, where they started doing a flat fifth just as a passing note, which made that the devil's music, because it's the most dissonant interval.
Well, dude, I had this discussion similarly, but I felt that a flat G never coupled with a C would work. But if you pass it around into a tritone, was supposed to become... That it was.
Sorry, it's a passing tone, but what happens is they laid on that note. In other words, it was like
right.
Blues players just kind of went and then suddenly they just said, no, we're just going to hang here for a while because it's an unnerving sound.
Yeah, could you hold on a second? I'd love to listen to you and stuff, but something, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's so annoying and distracting. There's something flying right over my head, and it keeps like, I see it out of the corner of my eye, and it's flying right over my head every time you're talking. There it goes again. It's just over my head.
Oh, Anthony, we have in a band. I figured you would totally...
I was in a band. It's called drinking beer and blurting into a microphone.
Yeah, we haven't had one of these over-the-head conversations in a long time. You lost me on... I don't know.
Well, you had me at hello.
Sorry.
All right, Chris, thank you.
I'll play you something some other day. Bye.
Bye,
Take
fella.
care.
See, a little secret to everybody. We like to dumb it down.
Hey, please.
Why is that a secret?
Well, it was a secret to Chris, obviously. And then in this movie, they said, like, if some of these great classical musicians were alive today, they'd be heavy metal artists.
Really?
Because a lot of people hear
Beethoven.
Well, a lot of people hear the classical music and they think, culture. They think these guys were well educated,
rock stars,
went through the universities and stuff. But actually, no, they were kind of the rebels of their time, doing the music and stuff.
Rock, wearing their powdered and wigs and the mole on their cheek.
Right.
I never understood.
Playing the calliope.
I only saw the first half hour of the movie. It was pretty good. And like I said, these guys are calling in. One other thing I just want to mention, and then we could easily move on. There's a heavy metal band out there, because then it's heavy metal that goes into death metal and all that other stuff, right?
Little branches of little genres.
And the guy that's doing the documentary interviews this band. I forgot the name of the band. Mayhem?
I've heard of them.
You've heard of Mayhem?
I believe so, yeah.
And Mayhem is a very unique band. The lead singer blew his head off, and then the rest of the band decided it would be cool to take some of his bone fragments from his skull. Oh, you've heard
about this?
And they all made necklaces out of it.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And these guys during the movie were just like, fuck you, fuck this, fuck. We put out our own music, and if you don't like it, fuck you, fuck.
They were the real deal.
Yeah.
Oh, they were the real deal, because some of these guys, fake being the real deal. These guys are the real deal.
When you wear your friend's skull on a necklace, you're pretty legit.
Right.
How far does the documentary go into music, like hair bands, or where does it stop? Yeah.
I honestly, he was about to interview Dee Snider, and I said, you know what, this is a great place to stop. It was just like,
Jesus.
Dee will just try to be funny. And it'll be like,
Dee will make it about him. It's like, you know what, I want to know about music.
With Twisted
very
Sister.
influential.
All right.
Back in
our buddy Eddie Trunk's
80s.
in the movie for about 5 seconds.
Is he?
Yeah.
Eddie shows up everywhere there's heavy metal music or hair bands or something.
All of a sudden he's like, well, my adventure took me to New York, and I swear I said to myself, they're going to interview Eddie Trunk right now. And it's just Eddie Trunk doing his show.
Yeah.
And saying hi to the guy, basically. But so
he's coming in today, this guy?
I wish he was coming in.
I think he's just calling.
Oh, a caller.
That sucks.
Call in.
I wish he was coming in, because I was definitely it kept my interest, this movie.
What's the name of the movie?
I don't know now.
American something, right?
Because it was a screener's copy. It was the history of heavy metal or something like that.
Did that thing scroll on the bottom saying don't make any copies? And
it had the time code just
constantly.
Well, just on the top. And
I hate that though.
And then it's a smaller picture. It's not a letterbox.
Oh.
It's like just a small.
No, the ones I get every like hour.
A Headbanger's Journey. Metal.
Like maybe twice during the whole movie, the thing will say, "Hey, hey you." Watching this. Hey, don't try to copy it or nothing. We're watching you. And it's not very distracting, and it's great, and whoever gets those for me, thank you.
Here's Matt from Maryland. Matt?
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Hey, to add on to that story that you guys started to touch on, when that lead singer killed himself, I think it was the bass player, he actually wanted to be known as, being some sick fuck. So what he did is they took pictures of his dead friend, which went on to be their next, CD cover. And to top that off, he actually cooked his friend's brains and ate them.
Yeah, that's the part I heard. They actually ate some of him.
You call me crazy, but I don't think you'll ever see like Bono do it, man. I mean, just
something happens to the edge.
He'd rather pick up a pen and a piece of paper and write out a nice song.
Write a song about it instead of just like scooping up a spoonful of brains, chowing down. There are some people living the life out there.
But there's a fine line between doing that stuff and having real talent. Well, I don't know anything about Mayhem. I mean, in the metal world, they could be the shit. They could have a huge following.
Have any Mayhem on the...
But
I can hear a little Mayhem.
I think when you have to go to those type of extremes...
Yeah. Well, it's like the G.G. Allen
That's what I'm getting at. Yep. Like, I know a lot about G.G. Allen. I couldn't name you one song.
Of course not.
I couldn't...
They're not good.
Exactly.
I wanted to like them.
You tried to like G.G. Allen?
Anyone that throws shit at the audience is representing exactly what I'd like to do.
You've seen the G.G. Allen documentary, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to eat that banana after you've seen that documentary.
Yeah, right?
When he shoves a banana up his ass on stage, shits it out into the audience.
Does he?
Yeah. And then whatever's left on his hands, he eats.
Well,
bravo, encore.
And Gigi, a guy who's a fan of ours, I think his name is Evan, who gave me books. He toured with the Murder Junkies.
Yeah.
He actually went with the last 6 months, right before Gigi died or a year before Gigi died, he went out with them. And it was really interesting stories he was telling about, how he was fucking chicks on the road with his little dick and getting pissed on. He's just a classic.
Yeah.
He was a big Johnny Cash fan.
Was he?
Yeah. Then there's a photo of him handing somebody the cash while Johnny's on stage.
Wow, really?
Being respectful. Yeah.
What happened to
Johnny
him?
thought he was on drugs again.
What happens to someone like G.G. Allen that gets him from that point where he's like a fan of Johnny Cash, like handing him something, to where he's shitting out bananas on stage?
This was on tour. As a Murder Junkie, he was doing this.
Oh, really? I thought maybe it was an older picture.
No. This was this is while he was on the road with this guy, Evan. They went to to see Johnny Cash.
He had to be touched.
And you had to be...
kid.
I think he was involved sexually with his brother.
Jesus.
That's what I heard.
Well.
And you had to be crazy to go to the G.G. Allen shows because, you weren't safe.
No, you're going to get pissed on, shit on, puked on, blood.
Oh, no, he would just go right in the audience and beat the shit out of someone, too.
Yeah, that, too.
With the microphone
That's
and
fun.
stuff, knock people out.
I'm like the G.G. Allen of Pal Talk. Watch, I'm going into the audience right now, and I'm punching someone. Boom! There you go, gone.
You're crazy. You're insane.
I'm a madman.
This whole show is like G.G. Allen because we just throw shit at the audience.
Then the last observation, the first half hour of this movie, he interviews Ronnie James Dio, who invented the
devil horn thing. He talks about inventing that, doesn't he?
But he says he didn't officially invent it, but he was the one that brought it to popularity. It's something that goes back to the olden days where his...
it's the Maloikia.
Yeah.
The old, evil eye thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, so they're getting ready to interview him, and I don't know who told Ronnie James Dio this would be a good idea. So the guy's waiting for Ronnie James Dio to walk up, and his whole band walks up. And I knew Ronnie James Dio was short. I haven't seen him in person.
Yeah.
But holy shit, how tall is Ronnie James Dio? Does anyone know?
I met him. He's probably
5'4".
Maybe 5'4". He's a little guy.
Maybe 5'4".
He is tiny.
Yeah.
And the rest of his band was towering around him. I'm like, this, I think you got sort of an image when you're into that type of music, and it was just weird to me.
What's he supposed to get? Like the Kiss midgets to back him up?
Well, I think,
make him look tall.
Why not be sitting down and have the interviewer come to you? Is all I'm saying.
When I was
just one of my dumb observations.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
When I was having lunch with Tony, Tony and I were talking,
right?
And Dio came up because I like Dio a lot. And he was saying something about how when Ozzy left Sabbath, there was a weird thing about making Dio the frontman because he was someone said you can't have a midget fronting Sabbath. Tony said that was someone said that, and then they heard him sing, and you think he's fucking amazing.
His voice is amazing.
One of the best heavy metal voices ever.
So we'll be talking to these guys later.
Is your breathe right strip off on the right side of your nose?
It always comes off. It's crazy like that. It does what it wants. Who am I to tell
I'm looking, it's hovering.
Let's go to Mike in Cleveland.
Hovering over your nose.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I got Voss on the Morning Zoo here.
Oh, in Cleveland?
A Voss.
That's right. He's in Cleveland this weekend.
Voss interview on the radio station.
Let's hear this, Mike.
And he got naked. And grabbed a bowl of milk and Captain Crunch was like, look, that's what I come here for.
Having a good time?
That's when I go, ooh, where's the cigarette? I know, he walks in naked. And you know, and what gets me, you know, we all have friends. You know, like say if one of your friends was on, you'd be telling everybody. Oh, hell yeah. You'd be on the phone. You know I would. Wouldn't you? You wouldn't give your if you knew your friend was.
If you were on Dateline and they were like, Hunter got busted, you think I'd be calling up my friends like, dude, Hunter.
Yeah, you wouldn't be like, creepy son of a bitch. Yeah.
He's sitting there in a terry cloth towel with a beanie on his head. He wants to have sex with a 14-year-old.
You walk what? And the one guy sweated. He walked for 2 hours. And then there was the one guy.
What's he talking
about? He actually had seen the thing on Dateline.
Oh, the Dateline Predators.
He came back, or one of the guys came back twice. They caught the same guy or something.
Couldn't get enough of that young stuff. What happened to the good old-fashioned days in a rest area, which is two guys with I agree. You know, one talking to the back of the other guy's head. You know what I'm saying?
That's Lakewood Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you over 21?
I will be in 30 days.
Well, there, my fantasy still has 30 days. You ever touch a crisp $20 bill?
Voss is killing
ass cheeks.
How would I let you shoot through the woods with a hammer? You are. Just in a romantic way, you know?
In a romantic way.
This little game is called Ball Peen the Victim. Not in a bad way. I want to show you a little romance, okay?
Hammers are not romantic.
They are romantic when you're running and you get all of a sudden you're running and I chuck it and then it hits you and you fall and then I tap my way with you. What's just nothing wrong with that?
Fighter, one knock on the head of the hammer is not going to.
Oh yeah, well listen to me. Look at that though. If she squirms a little, I'm telling you, she's the kind of girl that makes it more fun. I nail your head to a bed.
Nail my head to a bed.
That's a good.
Where is he? Cleveland.
Yeah, people actually do that. No, seriously, they're talking about it with the Natalie Holloway kids. They're talking about how it's like white slavery or something, and they get these girls like that are on vacation. They take them off, they schlep them off to like these whorehouses. They nail their heads to the bed because the guys like it when they like convulse and shake and stuff. I swear.
Oh my goodness! See, that's why you got to get a better travel agent. You got to pick the right place to go to. Right. You know, I want to go to a place where my head's not going to get nailed. Okay, and I can just be the nice, innocent white girl that I am. You know?
We're 2006. Woo-hoo!
Oh, look at you. You're
the hammer comment creeps me out.
I'm sorry.
Great joke. I love it.
How about a shovel?
Let's not use any craftsman tools.
Okay. All right. How about that? Are you allowed to say make love? You can say make love. You can make love. We can make music? No, because it's going to be violent. It's going to be kind of like make love right on the edge of a cliff. And right as I'm ready to finish, I push you off. Throw a bowling ball at you as you're falling, just confirm it. But in a romantic way again. Yeah, that's to show love. How come you have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
What grade's he in?
He's actually in a lot higher of a grade than me. He is like,
he didn't finish, 29? He finished high school, right?
He finished high school.
Is he in a band?
He finished high school. No, he works here.
He works here?
Yeah.
Oh, he's one of the DJs?
Yeah.
He's a DJ? What time?
He's
on at 3 o'clock with Maxwell in the afternoon. 3 o'clock?
Lackey.
Oh. What do you mean?
He's kind of a lap dog.
He's kind of like Matt Lauer.
He's a lap dog. He's a ball holder.
You see Meredith from The View is getting $40 million contract. I guess the color broad isn't the star. That's what I'm saying. That big buffet molester. You know what $40 million could have done for her? For some, a lot of lipo. But a lipo? What are you kidding? There's a lot of hot dogs. Okay, what she frequents.
You got it started.
Time to drop the F-bomb.
She's got a big old head on little tiny body.
She's a mess. Although I've done The View like 3 times because that's just where I made all my money.
You were on The View? 3 times? I was on The View.
I did Rosie back in the day.
Oh,
yeah.
I like her show, but Rosie makes more sense than The View.
I did The View. Well, they used to have Joyce.
Got a little hole there, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
A young hole. That's nice.
There's Voss in Cleveland. We like to follow him around the country.
I guess he shuts his phone off now, unfortunately.
Yeah, then we
were trying to call him up because it's really funny when he's talking, trying to get something. Oh, my phone's ringing.
No. You gotta respect Voss telling rape jokes on regular radio.
That's good.
Commercial radio, whatever the hell it's called these days.
Whatever they call it.
Speaking of Voss tried to cut a promo yesterday after he was on our show.
Rich is the dumbest guy I know.
Yeah, we figured that out yesterday also.
I was watching him cut a promo, and it was just, it's like you're a grown man, and you don't know how to do this.
And didn't you show your asshole or something to him?
How could you not?
In the middle of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a mirror.
I was saying to Anthony this morning, I'm like, there are things that go on after we go home around here.
Oh,
that you can't even explain.
Despicable.
The guys should just do a radio show because they're just pranking each other. And
there's plans being laid and executed, things going on
all the time.
I listened to the replay yesterday, by the way, after Colin Quinn came in.
Yeah.
And hysterical. God damn, is Voss just a dolt? Just an idiot. And have everybody just sitting there waiting and pointing it out. It was brutal to listen to. And Bonnie, his own wife, just slamming him just as much as everybody else.
It's always funny when she tells him, just stop talking.
Yeah, just stop. Oh, and she's like, yeah, he's taken, ladies. After some dopey remark comes out of his mouth, which is anything.
Well, let's listen to Voss try to cut this promo here.
Okay, this is Voss again. Get your ass out of my face. Wow. Norton just put his whole ass in my face. Look at it. Wait, do that again.
Do that.
He just opened it up. He just opened it up. Oh, God. How can such a hole that small get such a big thing in it? Oh, God.
It's the old rat theory. I look at the whiskers on the cock.
You gotta go with a boneless cock. April 21st. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He's got the worst ass. It's like a little square ass. All right.
Go ahead, read it.
Look at, he's got his ass out.
Read your promo.
All right, April 21st. I can't.
He ripped open the cheeks?
He's disgusting. I'll do it and you'll see my hemorrhoids. What?
He goes, it's clean.
Well, I'm really hygienic.
Yeah, me too. I have the cleanest ass in show business. Well, here's the thing. When
It always...
No, it doesn't always.
Tell you.
No.
We were trying to trick him in the green room. I'd say to people, I go, just bring a penny comic. Just say they're good at something and watch how he'll be like, I always have my sets like that. Like, it'll always go.
No, I'm saying, do you towel, after you go to the bathroom, do you wet towel your ass? Like, clean it out with a towel?
A towel.
All right.
I don't know what they do.
Huh? Well, I clean it out. I get to clean this ass in show business.
I have a fake Coke fingernail that I scraped it out with.
Ew.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry. Just no, that one doesn't stink. Can I do these promos real quick?
You are doing the promo with
you are
doing the promo.
When, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, April 21st and 22nd, Reading, Pennsylvania. I don't know the name of the club. It just got to only be one club in Reading, so that won't be too hard to find. April 28th and 29th, Northeast Philly. April 28th and 29th, I will be at Northeast Philly. I'm doing a Scarpati room, door deal. The 28th and 29th.
Have a club name?
No, the 28th and 29th is the Comedy Cabaret.
20 and 23rd at Carol.
Oh, yeah, all right, calm down, you're right. And May 12th and 13th, Allentown, Pennsylvania, the Ramada, the comedy club there, April 12th and 13th. Well, but why you're thinking, why am I doing these gigs? You're saying, you're looking at me?
The promotion you're giving, you're not giving the dates.
Yeah.
What month?
Oh, okay. April 21 and 22, Reading, Pennsylvania. We're at, I don't know, the club, the comedy something. April 28th and 29th, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Reading, Pennsylvania, what club?
I don't know the name.
Oh my God!
It doesn't matter. They'll find it. How many clubs could be in Reading? They'll find it. April 28th and 29th, Northeast Philly, the Comedy Cabaret. I got that name.
Yes.
All right, and then May 12th and 13th in Allentown at Wisecrackers in the Ramada in Allentown. Why do you hate me? Because I don't. Why? What the fuck? What's wrong? Oh, then April 20th and 23rd, Caroline's, Bonnie. Where?
10 p.m.
Oh, 10. We don't know what time it is, do we? It's 10 p.m. April 20th and 23rd at Caroline's, and that's a cool show though. That one, because we have a bunch of our friends on and stuff. Stop by.
You don't have to talk about it. It's only a 30-second.
Oh, it is 20 and 23rd at Caroline's of April. April 20th and 23rd. No, I got them down. They know where the fuck I'm working.
No, they don't.
How many clubs are in Reading? What's the big deal? Oh, I'm sorry.
Huh? Oh, I'm leaving this in as is.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Norton showing his ass.
Oh, that's perfect. That's some good stuff.
Here's what you have to do. Stop this, and tomorrow just play this idiocy in its entirety.
No.
What the fuck is the big deal? What?
There's a club in Reading. I don't know the name of it.
Yes.
You weren't given the date. You were like, yeah.
I gave the date, the 21st and 22nd of Reading, in Reading.
Of Reading.
You know, give the club, give the date, how to get tickets, where to go for more information, maybe a website. You know, you're all over the place.
You're so brilliant. And then
all right, here's how you do it, folks. April 21st and 22nd, Reading, Pennsylvania. I don't know. It's a comedy. It's at a fucking hotel. I know it's at a hotel.
Oh,
what? How many clubs are in Reading? Why would you get confused? No, I'm not going to make up a name because then I'll go to the wrong place.
Why? There's only one.
That's true. There's only one club. And I didn't even want to plug. I didn't want to even plug this one because they fired. You know what? I was bring my own MC, right? Bring our own MC, and I said, let's split the cost.
We should have a baby that can be our MC.
Here's the thing. Listen to this. I wanted to split the cost with the MC. $300. I was going to give him $150 and the club $150. And fucking this guy Dave started. No, I'm not going to pay for an MC. But they have a door. I don't care. Tell the truth. They'd rather have their door guy host it instead of fuck. Okay, so April 21 and 22, Reading. April 28, 29, Northeast Philly. Comedy Cabaret, and May 12th and 11th, or 12th and 13th, downtown. I got some real gigs, too. I got some big gigs, too, coming up. We got some improvs and shit, Which
ones?
Improvs. I don't have the dates with me. This is good enough. They know where I'll be. This isn't going to help? Yes, well.
You think he just talks to this recording?
Yeah. You should see when the camera...
Holy
you cut the part. I cut a gasser at the end, and Voss almost threw up. I wish that didn't get cut. On the way out, I cut a gasser. He's like... Is he not the dumbest guy ever?
Holy
shit. Unbelievable. They'll find me.
They'll find me. It's in a hotel.
Because that's how we pay our guys is, to obviously have them plug the shit out of their comedy gigs. We don't have money to give Voss and these people when they come in, but what we do is, plug and promote their shows like crazy. So,
help them out.
So the opportunity is to go into the studio with Steve after the show and get your dates out. Get all the info, where you're playing, what the name of the club is, how you get tickets. And then the fans show up, and then, that's where you reap the benefits from doing this program.
There you go, trickle-down theory.
I do good promotion. I always get the info. I have a Poughkeepsie promotion.
Your Poughkeepsie promotion is one of the funniest ones I've ever heard. I was listening on the replay. It is so funny. You are a complete ass.
Can we hear that?
Oh,
it's good. It's professional.
I love the ending. Is my favorite part.
I actually don't remember the ending.
All right, let's hear this.
Hey, Poughkeepsie, this is Jim Norton. I'm heading up to perform at Bananas Friday and Saturday, April 7 and 8 of 06. Friday, Saturday. The number here is 845-462-3333. That's 845-462-3333. Well, you can get tickets from ticketweb.com. I'm not kidding. Bananas in Poughkeepsie, Friday and Saturday, April 7th and 8th of 06. Each night there's going to be 2 shows, and
And
See, that's a perfect one.
Poughkeepsie. Sweet.
See, that's a perfect one.
Very funny.
Gets everyone's attention. It's, stupid regular radio, that they have to play it straight.
Yeah.
Have fun with it, man. And you got all the info out, and people will be in Poughkeepsie.
I heard that last night, and I was just
really funny.
cracking up like an idiot at a commercial.
Let's say hi to Ramon in Canada.
Ramon, that promo, Jim, by the way, was hilarious. Did you guys pick up on Voss saying how many countries in Allentown or wherever he was talking about?
In Reading or whatever?
Yeah, in Reading.
Are there?
Yeah. My favorite flub today, though, I forgot to point out, Anthony made a good one. When you said I watched... Oh, no. The Colbert Report.
Yes.
And you left the T off at the report.
Isn't that funny?
Did you mean to do that?
They call it that.
Oh, they do? Okay. I thought it was a mistake.
Stephen Colbert
I
with
actually
a T.
did not. I thought you flubbed.
And no.
Flubs. He never flubs.
It is. I do flub indeed, but
only when you're on the Vicodin.
It's hysterical that his name is Colbert and it's spelled Colbert. And it's the Colbert Report. But since it's Colbert, it's the Colbert Report. He goes, it's the Colbert Report with an exclusive report.
Still. Are they even
very
listening?
funny?
I don't
know. I have to over-explain that I didn't flub.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm glad I didn't mention it in the moment. I would have gotten a good teeth smashing. I just casually mentioned it later, and now I'm not humiliated.
All right, Jenny in Cleveland.
Let's go listen to Black Sabbath.
All right, you guys. So
hold on, I can't hear you.
All right, no better. I think Jimmy was testing his headphones.
Testing the headphones. Go ahead.
All right, Jenny.
All right, so I'm a call screener at the station he's at right now.
Yeah.
And he just flipped in that O&A plug, made no eye contact with anyone, just tried to be so sneaky with it.
What did he do?
When he was saying that he was engaged to Jim Norton for a while, and he was kind of plushy, and then he said, like most O&A fans.
All right. Wait, you were in studio while Voss was there?
Yeah, no, I'm in the call screening room right now.
Oh, you screen the calls?
Yeah.
Were any pests falling up trying to get through?
No, and I'm kind of nervous about it.
What's the radio show?
It's, I'm afraid to say because I know the pests and I know they'll call.
No, they love Voss. They love Voss.
Yeah, give them a plug. They got one of our guys on. They seem like they're all right.
They
having
had fun with it.
All right, it's WMMS.
MMS in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there you go.
That's the chick that was on the show?
The blonde chick with the boobs?
All right.
Jenny?
She,
Voss was hitting... Wait, is this Jenny?
No, that's Hollywood Kim.
Yeah.
Hollywood what?
Hollywood
No,
Kim.
Hollywood's the blonde.
Hollywood
she's the
Kim?
blonde, and she's
Yeah.
like naked on the website, kind of, holding her titties.
She's covered, but yeah, she's pretty.
Are those implants?
No.
Wow. They kind of look around.
Oh, but then you got that
What
picture.
happened to that
Let me see the other picture.
Then that's the problem picture.
Wait, let me see. Oh, wow. She went from Hollywood Kim to Sacramento Betty.
She went from a 10 to like a 6.5.
What happened there? How did they do that?
Same
All right,
girl.
let me think. Her hair.
Can we get this up on the website?
Dude, look at her hair. It is making more of a V shape with her face, right? Go to the other picture, please.
She looks sort of, hold on, because it's radio. Hold on, go back. She sort of looks like Jenna Jameson right there. Right?
Yeah, a lot younger and not as weather-beaten.
Yeah, a plainer version of Jenna Jameson, but hot.
She looks very hot.
Right.
Blonde.
All right, and then you go to this next picture of the same girl. That's the same girl?
That's
She's actually cute in that picture, though. I think this sweatshirt makes her look bigger than she is. She's actually cute, just being silly. That's not a bad shot.
She looks like some college chick you bang at a mixer.
Yeah.
Tell her
right
to lose
there.
the sweatshirts.
All right, I'll let her know.
I think it's just a sweatshirt. I actually think when you look at her face doesn't look fat, her neck doesn't look fat. That's just a bad shot of her, but you can still see she's good looking.
You know what the best thing about that picture is, though?
Mouth's open?
Yeah. That and the fact that it's a pure white background and Photoshop's that much easier, kids.
Oh, yeah.
With the mouth open?
You could take her out of that shot and put her anywhere.
Yeah,
and put anything in that mouth.
You could put the whole Duke lacrosse team behind her.
All right. All right. That's a little Photoshop project today.
Actually, if she wore that, the Duke lacrosse team wouldn't even bat an eye.
No.
They would still be playing their lacrosse.
They'd be having fun winning games.
Get that picture up in Whackbag Photoshop. Get on it.
They would have a good practice that day. All right. Well, that's pretty cool, Jenny.
All right, thanks, guys.
You work at a radio station, but are you a fan of our program? You got the XM or no?
Oh, I have the XM, of course.
Thank you.
Looks like all of radio has the XM.
Yeah,
cool.
That's good.
Tell Voss we said hi and we were listening to him.
I'll let him know.
All right, thanks,
Bye,
Jenny.
Ginny.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, she is so fucking fired.
You think?
Yeah, you can't just call our show from another station.
No,
You think fucking PD's like that?
She gave him a nice plug, though.
Is it true that you called the Opie and yeah, I thought, okay, pack your shit. You're out of here. Man, as the PD mumbles as he's walking out. Fucking people think they could just fucking...
Haram. I gotta do a phoner, actually.
What?
I gotta do a phoner in a little while.
A phoner?
For who?
Well, you know you're doing it right from here.
Could you do it from here and we'll just listen in?
Sure,
we'll listen in.
We won't say a word.
I love your phoners.
I have to do. I hate doing commercial radio phoners.
What show are you talking
What
to
is
today?
it?
Well, I'm going to go over them and make sure that none of these are bad. That's what I have to do now.
What is it? What?
I have to make sure none of them are bad.
None of what are bad?
The radio shows. Like,
None of them bad.
I thought you meant that you had your material.
He's looking for one lousy show on that piece of paper that doesn't.
We're not brawling with.
No. Reno and Frankenberry.
What? Stop it. That's not a name.
Oh, it is.
Frankenberry?
Reno and Frankenberry.
Reno and Frankenberry?
Yeah. And then I have to do one for Shrek. You know Shrek. Do we like Shrek or no?
The cartoon character?
Shrek.
That's the only Shrek I know.
Okay, good. I'm thinking of Shrek and Regan. I'm thinking of that.
No, Shred and Regan are all right.
That's Shred. Okay. Shrek is the big green ogre.
Okay, different guy. Well, ogre. Okay.
Shrek, though, that name sounds familiar in radio.
Yeah, I know. He's it's a taped interview. It's actually I do it tonight for tomorrow.
All right.
You know, it's gotten to the point where Opie is like Bob.
Why?
Radio names. Like, you used to be upset. You still say something like, it's just a name that I had when I was growing up, you know, and stuff. Opie's nothing now. When Frankenberry is out there,
hold on,
I wouldn't worry about Opie.
But I'll tell you why. I diffused it. I openly admit I have the worst fucking name, and it's not a radio name.
But it's not anymore. It's not.
It's not a radio name.
Frankenberry's out there making your name fine.
There was a little girl named Julie Burson that stood me up in front of the class and said, you need a nickname.
Bitch.
And it was either going to be Howdy Doody, Will Robinson.
Robinson and Anthony.
That was
Howdy
taken.
Doody and Anthony. No.
Eagle Eyes, because I wore glasses back
Eagle
then.
Eyes and Anthony.
Before the LASIK. And then she goes, I know, Opie. That's how it happened. I was the only kid that didn't have a nickname, and they gave me a nickname as the teacher was coming in.
Could have been Shit Pants and Anthony.
Yeah. Expect a subpoena from her now to sue, since you admitted that she gave you your radio
she already
name.
knows.
You millions.
She's she's got a little fame because of it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Within the Harborfields high school circle, she's well known for giving me my nickname.
Her, you, and Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wait, do you guys
Holy
know
Trinity?
Do you know Woodman in the morning?
Woodman in the morning, because you wake up with wood. Woodman in the...
I didn't even get that.
No, I don't know
How
Woodman.
about the Mark Bulger show?
You're waking up with wood.
Wood. Wake up with wood. Woodman in the morning. Morning Woodman. Is this Frankenberry?
That awful picture with the fucking paneling behind him?
Wait, which one?
It is Frankenberry.
No,
Just
the Frankenberry
stop.
is the white guy.
That's Reno.
Reno's a...
No.
Reno's a...
Nice
No.
guy. He's a nice guy.
I don't
Reno
think
is
he is. He looks more like...
Reno is a...
Nice guy.
What's his real goddamn name? Because he kind of looks like a Arab.
What's his real name?
No.
Drew Boogie? That's what he looks like.
He looks like a smiling Arab cab driver. No, he doesn't.
Jesus.
Frankenberry. And
Frankenberry,
Reno.
of course. Let's look at Frankenberry.
Frankenberry.
Yeah.
Why? How do you get... How do you
Looks like
get...
Bill Burr after a drunk driving conviction.
How do you get a name like Frankenberry, and how do you agree to keep it?
Hold on, Eric. Who's that fatso?
Who's that?
Shrek. Oh.
That's Shrek?
Yeah.
Wait, are they using the actual Shrek logo for his name and his picture?
Yep. Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ.
Let's get him in trouble.
I'm sure they're very nice guys that do very nice promotional shows.
I'm quitting the business. I can't go through this with Shrek
I can.
and Frankenberry.
You know when you should...
I'm just Anthony.
Wait, I have an idea.
I'm just Anthony.
How about we all quit the business Monday when Jim's back from Poughkeepsie and all gigs have been plugged.
On Friday, Saturday.
I'm doing it Friday, Saturday.
Wait, so you're going to call these guys live?
No, I'm only calling. They wanted me to do it between 10 and 7. They're all
now you call Frankenberry.
They're all...
you call Frankenberry.
I'm deciding who you interview with, and I say Frankenberry and Reno.
All right.
Frankenberry and then...
Oh, my God. Frankenberry and Count Chocula.
You're going to ruin everything.
Yeah, we really do. Self-destructive assholes.
You're the stupid one for even, handing this to us.
I didn't realize.
What are you, nuts?
Frankenberry. Wow. Well, it is a memorable name.
Well, you got to let one through. There's quotas to fill after all.
Frankenberry's talent, his secret talent, is listed as being a Pittsburgh Pirate fan.
Yeah.
Is that a talent?
Do you have anything else to say for yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a loyal Colts fan. You're also a revolting, despicable scum of the earth who should be taken outside and squashed like a bug. I object, Your Honor. My client hasn't been found guilty yet. You're absolutely right, Counselor. It's 9:58. By 9:59, he'll be guilty. And justice for all? Anybody remember that?
A little bit.
Dude, look at the color picture, and I mean color picture. He is some type. He could even be Sicilian, because the Moors.
Is Jimmy leaving the studio?
No,
I'm just fetching one of the coffee boys.
Waving to it.
Well, in all fairness,
I don't think I think
he could be just part.
Look at his favorite bands: Stones, Zeppelin, Rush, Nirvana, Audioslave. Stop it. Movies: Godfather, Rocky, Goodfellas, My Cousin Vinny, war flicks, TV: Sopranos, CSI, House. He enjoys House,
and that's absolutely what you would put down as the answers if you were trying to fit into the white community.
No, if you're kind of... I think
you couldn't get more white than his
Sicilian.
Answers. Hey, where is that House promo? All right, well, maybe Jimmy can ask him.
On an all-new House.
You want to hear the latest House promo? God damn it, we were supposed to break 20 minutes ago.
A teenager starts convulsing, and House must decide what's wrong. Oh, again?
No, listen how bad this one is.
A girl lives with deadly allergies.
Mommy built her little angel at John Travolta Ball.
But you won't believe what's really killing her.
He's not here. We already kidnapped her. You want to add murder?
An all-new House coming up next on Fox. Viewer discretion advised.
Of course. Viewer discretion's very, very scary show.
She has allergies, and that's the problem?
Deadly allergies. It's never just someone coming in going, hey, Dr. House, yeah, got splinter. It's a little infected. Did you get the tweezers? Never House putting the old rubber glove on and shove it in and test your prostate. It's always like the makeup person must be purple under the eyes again this week.
Mm-hmm.
What does the patient need? Purple under the eyes, a little blue on the lips. All right, can you shake in bed and cut? Print it. Perfect. The show, it's the same thing.
I would love to talk to someone that does research for all those medical shows. Because they're just going through medical books, just find the most obscure, fucked up disease that no one knows about. So they could throw it on TV and throw another thing that we have to worry about into our stupid skulls.
Horrible illness that I don't know what it is.
Something as stupid as, all of a sudden my left eye is blinking a lot. It must be just a little twitch. No big deal. Oh, no. According to ER, you got 2 days to live. Great.
You get the little twitch in your eye. You ever get the little Morse code in the corner of your eye? And you're like, this is great. This will go away in 2 days, or it's a brain tumor.
Yeah.
All right.
According to ER, it's a brain tumor.
Yeah,
I'll turn on grapefruit that I didn't notice my whole life. Thank you.
I'll turn on House or ER or watch it. It started as an eye twitch.
Right.
He went to House to check it out.
That's why
One day later, we have to kill him to bring him back to kill him to save him again on an all-new House.
That's why I watch American Idol.
Right. No disease there.
It's just fun.
They're singing.
It's just cute fun. Hey, Sean in New York, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
the Reno and Frankenberry's the hometown station. So's the Woodman, and they're saying you hit it right on the fucking head. Waking up with Wood and the Bulge in the morning and all that shit. Those guys are on like a top 40 hip hop bullshit station.
Why would you? Wait, who's on a top 40 hip hop station?
The Bulger and Woodman. Reno and Frankenberry are like, they were a classic rock, but now they play the new stuff too.
Wait a minute, buddy. Hold on. Now, Bulger and Woodman, it's a hip hop station. Are they black? Is it like a rap station, or is it just top 40?
Top 40 dance mix type of stuff.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it's not as bad because one of their bigger demos would be females.
Okay.
I'm like, if you're a rock jock and you've got promos going, you're waking up with Wood.
No, that's
Woodman. It's 2 for Tuesday, twice the Wood for you.
Frankenberry's what?
Frankenberry's a drummer. He played. He came up and did a.
No, sir. I see Reno's secret talent as drummer.
Oh, is Reno the little bald guy? I confused the two.
Yes,
Reno the.
And they got a hole with them. Just a fucking pain in the ass.
Ooh, they got a hole?
Reno is Sticks from Happy Days.
Her name's Corinne.
Nothing? All right.
Why is Frankenberry... This guy Steve from Jersey, he says Frankenberry is his real last name. Dude, you believe that?
I don't know. That's what they say.
That is impossible.
All right, let's go to Steve.
Is that their hole? Is that Frankenberry's hole? Let me see. All right, she's got a little skank to her.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Frankenberry's hole.
Frankenberry's hole. She's a Cheerio. Got a hole in her.
Let's go to Steve in Jersey. Steve.
I just want to tell you that's his real last name. I went to college with him out in Pennsylvania.
You did not, and it is not. There is no fucking way anyone's real name is Frankenberry.
It is. It's Steve Frankenberry.
Stop it. You're a douche. Stop it.
Let's go to Brendan in New York.
Look, Ted Booberry's calling.
It looks like we freed up old Jimmy Norton's schedule.
You know, we didn't have a problem with anyone on that list. Now we do. We
just started 3 more wars. Great. Brendan, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hi.
Hey, little Jimmy.
Hi, Angel.
Yeah, I'm from Poughkeepsie, and I've heard all those shows, too. That guy, Sean, stole all my jokes, so I can't go anywhere with that. You can car crash me. But
what's one of your jokes that he stole?
They weren't really jokes, but all the whole stuff. And
here's a joke, if you have them, miss. My father bore me rather than my mother. He shat me from his asshole. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
Okay.
You can hear that and more in Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie. Here's a joke, if you like them, miss.
Let's go to
my father bore me rather than my mother. He shat me from his asshole. Tee-hee-hee-hee-hee.
Let's go to Eric in New York. Eric.
Little Jimmy.
Guy.
How are you, sir? We're going to see you Friday night.
Friday?
Friday in Poughkeepsie.
All right.
Hey, we got Woodman is a big O&A fan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah?
So he's going to be one you guys are going to have fun with. The other guy, Bulger, he's a hole as well. And I don't know, I don't think you guys are going to get any fun with that show. Jimmy's going to really have to tone down his stuff.
Oh, this cookie cutting radio stuff's got to stop.
No,
you don't need a hole.
The only one I'm doing live is Reno and Frankenberry.
Reno and Frankenberry.
And Frankenberry. I'm doing the other ones are all tape delay, which is I prefer tape delay because
why?
If I curse, they can beep it, do what they want. It's a little bit more relaxed.
Interrupt with.
Can we do it live on our show, please?
If they let me, of course, I'll be happy to.
I'd love to.
Why not? I'm sure that won't be distracting and uncomfortable.
Who's the first one?
Reno and Frankenberry.
All right, let's go.
What time?
Always have people on from Bananas Comedy Club.
It's in the 8 o'clock hour.
All right.
Call him right now.
Well, I was going to get
in it.
All right.
Now I just gotta hear Reno and Frankenberry.
We got to tell Reno and Frankenberry that we're on the air live, though, right?
No, we don't.
All right.
We don't play by any rules.
Fuck the rules.
Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me.
Hey, it's their radio show that we're on. They're not on our show, right?
Hey, let's go to Jill.
No idea.
Jill?
Yeah, I think we better say.
Jill?
Jill?
Hi.
Hey, how are you, Jill? Thanks for calling the program.
So listen, on the house promo that you were just talking about,
yeah.
The reason she had an allergy, he found a tick up her pussy.
Stop it.
No, I'm serious.
Her
that
pussy
is
had
not
a nervous
true.
twitch.
She actually had a tick up her vagina?
She had a tick up her vagina, and he pulled it out while she was, dying in an elevator.
So now, what would a tick do in a girl's vagina that would make her so close to death? It sounds unpleasant, but...
What do you think, Ann? If it's a big tick, it could cause some problems.
Some problems?
Was it a black tick?
It looks like the house doctor knows what he's doing with ticks.
All right, punch it out, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
All right.
I'm glad you
more
didn't punch it out because we would have went 20 more minutes on a really dumb joke.
Tick jokes.
Oh, God. Voss, what's up?
As time ticks away for house, there's a tick up a pussy. Voss? TikTok? No worse than the real promo.
Vossy Voss.
Voss.
Oh, what's happening?
We just heard your fine interview on WMMR.
Did you hear the good story I did about Patricia and Billy?
No.
Are you for real?
No, we heard you chasing the girl through the woods with the ball-peen hammer.
No, I did 10 minutes on how my daughter is in high school, and she goes out with a guy named Willie Burr, who no one likes him, and there's a big black guy named Patrice that likes my daughter. I did 10 minutes on them, and it just was, I can't believe you guys, you're listening to the dumb stuff, and then when I do the good stuff,
it was funny. The rape stuff was very funny. Chasing her through the woods. We were enjoying
we
you.
were laughing. We just missed that part.
You're much better on commercial than I am, dude. I'm horrendous.
Maybe if you answered your phone, you could have told us that you were doing comedy earlier.
Oh, no, the second part of the main guys in Cleveland won't let me in because of the last time I did a bunch of O&A references.
What guys? What guys?
Malone no.
Not Rover.
They're two guys.
Oh, that show.
Yeah, yep. I know that
two
show.
guys.
Actually, I know that show.
And they won't let me in because last time I was in studio, I brought up O&A, and they said something. I go, hey, guys, when I'm in O&A, I'll bring you guys up, right? And so I couldn't get in there. You for some reason, everywhere I go, you guys burn my bridges.
Good. Now you know how the fucking comedians feel with you. Everywhere we go, we have to explain away our friendship with you. You fucking creep. Everywhere Voss goes, there's a problem. And you got to well, no, he's actually a good guy. It's like being an alcoholic, fucking the wife of an alcoholic. No, he's okay. You got to get to know him. My parents met every comedian and liked every comedian. You know what, Jew? Except for you. You're the only one they had a problem with. Now they love him. But when they first met, they're like, we don't like him.
Yeah.
But if you get tape of the second part of that interview, I mentioned you guys a couple times, Whackbag.
Yeah, we'll work on getting that tape immediately.
It was really funny. And there's, when you're in Poughkeepsie, there was one decent radio show that I did in Poughkeepsie. I don't remember who they were, but they had a gay guy in the studio, a black gay guy, some old guy, and they're just you just trash them all. I don't know. Listen,
you'd make a great witness. You'd make a great witness.
What comedy club were you at in Reading? Next.
Where did it happen? There was a street, a light, and a building. Jesus Christ, boss. How about some detail to anything?
Hey, guys, I'll be back in a few minutes.
No. Jimmy, you are not leaving. I want to hear this interview with Frankenberry... And Reno and Frankenberry.
That's right, Reno and Frankenberry.
I must hear you talk to Reno and Frankenberry.
Isn't in?
What?
Count Chocula isn't in?
Yeah, we did that already, boss.
What did you think we had missed that one?
How do you miss the Count Chocula?
The guy's last name was Frankenberry. You thought, oh, that's right. It is a cereal. You really make me sick.
You know what? Fuck you guys. Listen, I gotta go. I can get an accent over you, jackass.
What gig are you at tonight?
Yeah, Voss, give us the rundown of the gig tonight.
Cleveland Improv.
Damn it, he got it in.
He actually got it in. To be honest, he
got it in. Cleveland Improv tonight.
All weekend with Voss and Bonnie.
Finger exercises.
Fucking, he was hilarious on that show. He was in studio. It's a little easier when you're in studio, but man, I hate doing phoners. Even here, I'm not comfortable doing them.
No, you better be comfortable because we're watching.
I mean, when I call you guys.
Oh, yeah, isn't that odd? Like, I call every so often on my drive home, if a cool subject comes up that I could add to, I call up Ron and Fez when I'm listening to their show. And as it's ringing, I'm getting all butterflies in my stomach. And then they answer, it's like, Hey, you're on the air. And I'm all of a sudden, I'm a nervous fucking caller. I do a goddamn show.
Yes, you do.
Why do I get nervous?
When are you calling the boys?
I guess I can't do it from here. They said we don't have the technology hooked up.
Stop it.
That's what Derek said.
Make it work.
Make it work.
Do it on
right
your
now.
cell phone.
Let's say hi to Tammy in Texas. Tammy.
Texas.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, I just wanted to say on one of the you were talking about how it's never just a regular, problem or whatever.
On House, yes.
They do a lot of, clinic episodes. Like, they had one guy that wanted to get Depo-Provera because, I guess apparently his dad got a new hot stepmom or whatnot, but he was just making up a bullshit saying that he didn't want to fuck cows anymore.
Just sideline stuff for some horrific disease, for some convulsing patient with dark rings under their eyes and blood coming out of every hole in their body.
But then another thing, too, I'm surprised that Anthony doesn't watch it with as much Vicodin as he pops throughout the whole fucking episode.
I don't pop Vicodin. Let me tell you something. I'll clear this up right now, because these things have a way of running. When I had a toothache, I took Vicodin.
Yeah, it all starts off with the toothache.
For 4 days. For 4 days, I took Vicodin. I still have the Vicodin from that toothache. Still have it. Just in case. I still have it. I haven't taken them. Guy at your brother's restaurant handed me 2 Vicodin. Hey, dude, here you go. I open my hand. There's Vicodin.
Yeah.
I throw them out. What do you think? I want to get hooked on Vicodin? Thank you.
All right. He clear that up. We all believe him, too.
I have to call these people because I have to...
Call.
What actually they're working on right now.
Okay.
What are we doing in there, Ben?
Didn't we say we wanted the ability to dial out?
I believe you did.
In this studio. And we were given that very ability. What?
They're not answering.
What do you mean they're not answering?
What are you doing? They're not answering their hotline.
How are they not answering their hotline?
It's been ringing, so we can do it as long as,
Jimmy, do you have a special number?
No, we have it.
But is it a different number than our Jimmy has?
No, I gave it to him.
Oh.
Still ringing?
Still ringing?
Still ringing.
How could they let their hotline ring?
That's a good phone screener for you.
Can I call from 8:35 to 8:40 because they do sports? I like to call either 8:10, 8:20.
It's 8:20, okay.
8:20, okay.
Keep calling.
Or 8:50 because that's when they start their segments.
What?
What's your time, man? What's up, y'all?
I must hear you interview.
Yo, man.
With Reno and Frankenberry.
I'm coming up to Poughkeepsie. What's up, y'all?
Saturday.
Yo, Friday, Saturday. Are they answering?
They're not answering
the hotline.
They're all waiting in the other room.
Could you not answer the
They're all just staring at the phone as it rings.
Can you redial? Maybe y'all dialing the wrong number.
You keep dialing until someone picks up.
Yeah.
Let it ring. Be dialing.
Yeah. Maybe this will help.
All right.
Answer their phone.
Maybe this will help.
I have a feeling it won't.
Got to draw some attention to this.
Ring, banana phone. Ring, banana phone.
I got a feet. Oh.
I hate when it ends.
I was singing along.
Ring, banana phone. Ring, banana phone. I've got this feeling so appealing for us to get together and sing. Ring, banana phone.
This won't stick in your head, by the way, all day.
Ding dong, ding.
Don't worry.
It grows in bunches. I've got my hunches. It's the best. Beats the rest. Cellular, modular, interactive, modular. Ring. Banana phone. Ping pong, banana phone. It's no baloney. It ain't a phony. My cellular, bananular phone.
Show me how you suck a guy's cock. The last time I'm going to ask you.
I like banana phone.
Banana phone.
Oh, we're just kind of sitting here right now, just
ringing?
Waiting.
And
come
waiting.
on, all through that they didn't pick up.
Oh, what, Ben? I heard, and they
wonder why they're in Poughkeepsie doing radio. They don't know how to answer the hotline. The hotline's been ringing. They said they're in break, so we called the guy's cell phone.
Do you think maybe
Why did I just sniffle?
They kind of know.
Of course they know.
That Jimmy
I'll tell him more on the air.
Of course. Okay, now we're calling back. They found someone to answer the hotline.
Oh, good.
The
Okay.
DJ's cell
All right,
phone.
now we're on it. This is great.
He's like, Norton's calling?
And they also didn't know Jim was scheduled to call in today.
Oh, good.
So we're calling
Jimmy
now. They're
Norton.
going to have someone answer the hotline. No one was at their post there, so.
Okay.
All right.
1 second.
Well, keep that mic on because I want to hear Travis do his thing.
Come on now, Travis.
All right, we got
Hurry up,
Travis who
weasel.
does the phone screen in the
Travis.
other room. This is very
with his Kelly from Time Life headset on.
Let me see.
I know, isn't it all?
Hi, I'm Travis from Time Life.
Yeah. Taking donations at the Gay Men's Health Crisis Hotline. Faggot.
Wants to do some volunteer.
Fucking phone.
Just wants to do some volunteer work.
Yeah, exactly. Just wants to do some good in the world, don't you, sissy? You and your merry headphones.
Still ringing?
Yeah.
What? They said they were
answering the hotline.
They said they were going to pick it up.
Talked to the DJ on his cell phone who didn't know Jim was calling in.
The DJ said he was going to get somebody to answer the hotline, yet it still rings.
Hi, this is I'm calling with Jim Norton.
Oh.
Hi, I'm calling from XM. We're wondering if we could simulcast the interview at the same time. We have him on our show right now.
That's really smart. That's good.
All right, hang on 1 second.
All right, we might get this done.
Don't ruin it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, are you guys on the, we on the radio or are we in a break?
Hi, you're on the radio. What's going on? Well, actually, we're in a break. Right, we're recording right now.
Oh, we're not doing it live?
Well, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. I'm doing bananas this Friday, Saturday.
You are, huh?
Yeah, they said that you guys didn't know I was calling in.
Okay, now listen, we have, hold on here. The reason why I'm recording is because we have, hold on, let me take a look here. 1, 2, 3, we have a whole bunch, we have a while yet before we can go live with you. That's why we don't want to waste your time. You don't want to make sure we get you on and we get all the information out. But unfortunately, I mean, we definitely don't want you waiting and on hold for too long.
What time would you guys go live? Because I wanted to talk to Reno and Frankenbree.
Okay, we have, let's take a look here. We've got, I'll tell you exactly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we can go right to 5 minutes.
Okay, well, do you want us to call back? We can do that. I'll call back. I mean, that's fine.
How about a number we can call you back out a minute before the break?
All right, we'll give off the air. Give the number for.
Yeah, this is off the air right now. Good. Give me your number.
No. All right, hold on. All right, Garrett, Travis, give it to him.
Derek got it.
You got it? Give him the number.
What's the number?
1, 3. You guys got the number?
867.
Call it, Travis. Give him the number.
Wait.
867.
I actually don't know it.
We got the number for him.
How much time we got? Might be able to stay on hold.
Hold on.
867.
Just put him on hold.
You want the number?
It might just be a minute.
Get their phone numbers and their first name, just in case.
867.
Phone number and first name, tell them we'll call them back, wherever they're going to be at. Okay, say that again.
867.
867.
5.
No, that's give him the number. You gotta give the number. Hold on, Travis will give you the number.
Travis.
I got the number. 867. 5.
Wait, 867.
3. You got that so far?
All I have is 867.
5.
Travis.
3.
I can't hear him at all.
Hold on, we got to give you the
867.
Hey, you know what? Wait a minute. We have 3 minutes to go. You want to hold on for 3 minutes?
Well, you want the number? It's 867.
Yeah.
We'll hold
5.
Just hold.
Yeah, we'll hold.
3.
You got that? 867
No.
5 3.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need the number.
Yeah.
8.
867-530. All right, hold on the line. Hold on. We're gonna go on in 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes, right? Yeah, 2.5 minutes. Hold on.
Excited. Get very excited.
You are a dick.
Got better. The Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery Superstore.
You are a dick, man. Oh, Jimmy.
You can't do the expected. Everyone was expecting the 9.
Friday. You're going to plug your gig.
Oh, you bet I am.
I'm so excited for you.
I'm the worst at these. I have no material planned.
I bet it's going to be good, though.
They're probably cool guys. I'm so
No,
not good.
I mean the gig.
Oh, yeah, I love
Up in
bananas.
Poughkeepsie. I bet
actually
it's
do
going
love
to
it.
pack out. Get your tickets.
There are actually a lot of tickets sold.
Jimmy, a little advice from your pals Opie and Anthony. I would make sure you get the info out within 10 seconds.
Don't ruin it.
I would suggest bananas, phone number, all weekend long. All right?
Wait, you gotta give me a minute to get with the...
Is there any way you can leave the dates out?
Why?
And just give the place and the phone number?
I will do this much for my pal Jimmy. I will wait for you to plug it one time.
Wait, I should call from in there.
No, it's okay.
No.
I think we should bet how long before he gets thrown off.
Right.
I say 3 seconds.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yes.
What company owns this station?
Yeah, we better...
Hold on. Let me see.
Why would that matter, Anthony?
I just want to make sure what company owns it. Shut up.
Why would that matter?
It's
what
a
is
CBS.
No, it's... Oh, we don't care about them. Okay, good.
Well, maybe I should call from in there.
No, Jimmy,
stays. Connection's no good.
Lock the door.
No, everything sounds perfectly clear, actually.
I couldn't hear.
It's never sounded better.
UPSstore.com. Valid at participating locations. Some restrictions may apply. See stores.
Yeah, it's going to work. Like, they can hear you.
Independently owned.
All right, buddy, we're going to go in 45 seconds, okay?
Okay.
Hang on the line.
You're chewing loud.
I think I'll use this one.
Do.
Let's see.
829, partly sunny in the Hudson Valley, 55 for your high. Right now, 40 degrees. And coming up, we will have a contest where you can get yourself Bad Medicine tickets. It's the Bon Jovi tribute band. You got tickets for John Shaw, the illusionist and comedian. We also have got tickets for the Breakout Motorcycle Show and Swap. All this on the way. We can do some Yankee tribute. We got push pins that we're going to push into our our beast. And, of course, we have an intern challenge, all that on the way. But right now, our special guest comedian, and he's going to be at Bananas Comedy Club. You've seen him on HBO. You've seen him everywhere. Bananas Comedy Club this weekend on Friday and Saturday night. Jim Norton, how the hell are you, my friend?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in New York on 57th Street.
Are you gonna? When are you gonna come up and have some booze with us? You gonna go drinking on Friday night when you go at your little gig here, Bananas?
I can't drink. I used to drink a little bit, and then I like, you know how it is when you're a teenager and you drink and you're out with your friends, and the next thing you know, you're in the hospital getting stitches in your wrist.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was kind of why I stopped drinking when I was 18.
So how things go? Things all right?
Yeah, things are really good. They said you guys didn't know I was calling in this morning.
Oh, well, you know what? We found out at the last minute, but I'm glad you did call.
Is this Reno or Frankenberry?
Reno, and that's Frankenberry right across.
I'm Frankenberry. That's Reno, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Where are you from? Reno, we're trying to figure out, are you Italian?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm originally from Brooklyn, grew up in Jersey, but you probably know me when I used to be on the air at Z100 in New York, then I went out to BLI in Long Island. It's probably, we've run into each other a couple times, but yeah, that's probably how you knew me.
Oh, okay, cool. So are you guys that come to the show? I know it's kind of a big thing here. You guys have the intern thing, and you're giving away Bad Medicine tickets?
Yeah, all that crap. You got all kinds of stuff going on.
I take some Bad Medicine. It's called AZT. LOL.
It happens. My Lord.
So what's going on this morning, guys? I know you it's a little awkward here. What's going on this morning for you?
Well, you know, we got a lot of crap going on. Of course, you know, we have this Yankees biggest fan. You guys, Yankees or Mets?
I prefer the Yankees. Ant prefers the Mets, and my friend Greg prefers the Mets.
Yeah, I have Frankenberry over here, who's an ass pirate fan.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, he he's serious. He likes the Pirates.
I've got two favorite teams: the Pirates and we're playing the Yanks.
Well, are you from Pittsburgh?
Not a Yankee fan, are you?
No, a Yankee fan I am not, and I'm not from Pittsburgh, but I lived there for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this weekend, by the way, we always
boring.
Love these guys. Listen, you guys, you coming up on Friday, and you're coming to Bananas. I thought you guys were going to come live on Friday. You're going to come into the studio Friday?
I would love to come into the studio tomorrow, but they didn't tell me. They told me just to do a phoner, and that I could only do it at certain times because you guys had to do sports. I really am not good on the phone, but I would like to come in studio, but they said you guys were booked.
You want to come in tomorrow?
Is that possible?
Is that possible, Frankenberry?
I think we can figure something out.
I'm looking at Opie. Is that possible?
No.
No, I probably have to be here. Hey, wait, is there a big delay on this? Do we have a big delay here?
Do we have? Yeah, we're on like an 18-second delay or something like that.
Okay. Have you guys been watching America's Funniest Moms?
Have we been watching it?
It's like some contest for the funniest mom.
No, I haven't caught that one yet.
Oh, okay, cool. They got like the finalists now. It's a big contest, and Susan Smith so far is in the lead.
No.
No, cricket. Cricket.
So what are you guys talking about? What's your topics today?
We were just talking about Rich Voss.
Boring radio jock.
Yeah, we were doing...
You called the right place. Rich Voss. Yeah, he was on our show a while back. The guy's great. A lot of fun.
I'm sorry. This is... I'm really nervous. I'm afraid I'm going to curse, and Have you ever been like on a date and your two friends are in the back seat and you're trying to just keep your rod and keep going, but they're like whispering she's fat in your ear?
Yeah. Sure.
That's kind of what it feels like.
The closest date this is like is when Travolta took that chick onto the Verrazano.
You guys just want to jump right off, right?
Double J.
Yes, exactly.
I actually, I have a couple of good acts coming up with me. I'm working with Marina Franklin and Dugout Doug, who's a guy from Canada who does a lot of gigs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're being simulcast on Pal Talk, which is our camera hookup here. So
Cool.
you actually have a lot of people in the U.S. and Canada hearing this whole thing.
Nice. Nice.
So what are you guys talking about today?
Yeah, what are you guys
talking about? That's what I want to know.
What are we talking about? Let's see.
Actually, we've been incredibly boring this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, now, don't take that seriously.
What's that?
Don't take that all seriously,
Don't take what all
Frankenberry.
seriously?
We're talking about gas.
Is your real last name Frankenberry?
Look, dude, I am painfully single. Last thing I'm going to do is make up a radio name that's a gay pink serial character.
How did you... why would you not change it, then?
What do you mean, why would I... What's my name? It's my family name.
But why would you not change it? Is what change it to radio like John Smith or something.
That cannot be your real name.
Yeah, I'm sure Hitler is still somebody's family name. They probably changed it.
Just don't write it down on job applications.
Well, look at it this way. I mean, do you... Smith versus Frankenberry, which one are you going to remember?
That's true. I mean, probably Smith.
Yeah.
Right, listen,
the anonymous names are so much easier to remember, so I decided I'm going to stick with Frankenberry, something it's going to drop right out of their heads.
How awful was high school?
Actually, what was worse was grade school, because the serial came out when I was 7.
Oh, really? So, all right, I guess you had it before the serial came out.
Hey, we got a bunch of guys that want to talk to you on hold, all right?
Definitely, man. Thank you.
There's some guys on hold.
Pontiac Buick GMC. Only this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Pontiac Buick GMC.
You know what the worst part is? Those guys were being cool. I just knew.
Hi, guys. Hold on. Here we go.
Hello?
PDH.
Hello?
Yo.
Yes.
Hey, good. What do you want to ask them?
Yeah, hey, I wanted to ask Jim Norton about his TV show.
What would you like to know, mister?
Yeah, Jimmy, I understand your new TV show is called Lucky Happy Typing Girl. And when is that going to be on the air, sir?
Well, Lucky Happy Typing Girl is an HBO show. It actually comes out after Entourage, June 11th. It stars Louis C.K., and I'm in the show. And General Bam, a guy, is also in the show. And it comes out June 11th after Entourage and before Dane Cook Show.
Any truth that Frederica Bimmel will be in that also as a guest star?
No, Frederica supposedly we're trying to get for season 2, but for season 1 she was not available. She was somewhere. She was doing something in the water.
Very nice. Thank you, Reno and Frankenberry from FullBlownAids.com. Thank you, guys.
Welcome. Who's helping?
Do we have other callers?
Hello.
Hello. Hey, what do you want to ask him?
Jimmy, how you doing this morning? I'm really glad. I didn't know. This is Steve up in Kingston. I didn't know you were coming up to Poughkeepsie.
Yes.
Ramon, get these faggots off the radio.
Wow, that was, thanks.
Your PDA.
Hello?
What's poppin', Jim Norton?
What's up, man?
Yeah, which way is north, man?
Well, sir, good. Thanks for the phone call. Let's see who's next. This is what it's like, huh, to be on the other end of this.
Yeah, it's great, man. I don't care. You know what? People like to listen to the show because it's stupid. I don't know. But, hey, listen, good luck with you. We'll talk to you.
I will. Hold on. Hold on.
Hey, you little bastard! You make me want to vomit!
I do appreciate you guys having me on, and I know it was someone hit the button there, which was.
That's all right, man. We don't care.
Like I said, as long as your car wreck is a nicer car, you go, boys.
You guys were very cool. Thank you for having me on. And sorry I didn't. Hold on. It's I feel like I didn't bring much to the table, so I'll.
You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
Down cops.
This actually went better than expected.
All right, man. Have a good one, bro.
Guys, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hello?
Oh, they...
Well...
They were. I just feel bad. They were actually okay with it. I had nothing funny to say. I was actually glad you jumped in.
God damn.
They were nice guys too. God, I'm like.
Well, take that off the list of radio stations you could call.
Yeah, we'll scratch that one.
Yeah, tear that.
I don't know. Maybe they were. They'll be. Maybe they're new. It was funny being on the other end of the phone calls.
Yeah.
Like I felt assaulted, even though they were all. First one I guess dug out Doug.
Well, let's say hi to Frankie in New York. Frankie.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hey, Frankie.
Guys, they right now they're still playing music on PDH. They're probably they taped that part with the phone calls.
Yeah.
But that was painful, man.
Thanks.
Absolutely painful. They put everything out though.
Okay.
All right, very good.
Including Jimmy Ness and his rod in the front seat. That got over the air.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, right on.
All right, fellas.
Bye. So, what are you guys talking about today?
Wow. Why? Boring job. I was just worried you were going to play other clips. That actually went better than I expected. They were much cooler with it than I thought. Thank God you jumped in. I was happy you jumped in and started asking legit questions.
Legit? I was just stretching.
It's Frankenberry. I just had nothing. And I can't do... Like, I felt bad doing jokes because I'm in this studio, so you feel like a phony doing jokes. I can't do jokes looking at you two guys.
That's why this is great. It's so fun to see you just uncomfortable. Trying to make it work for everybody.
I know, just like the fucking middle child.
Just trying to impress everybody.
Just make everybody happy. And instead, I made no one happy.
Make sure no one fights.
Yeah. No, meant to say. Right. And that's not what he meant to say. He meant to say boring, and he said boring. And, I'm trying to like legitimately laugh and cover that. Yeah.
That was fun.
That was truly repugnant.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that interview, Jimmy.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one?
Did you get your info out? Yeah. What's the next one?
They're all. Honest to God, the next ones are all taped. They wanted me. One, I have to call between 6 and 7 tonight, which we played tomorrow morning. One, I have to play the Woodman. They wanted me to call between 10 and 11. I told them no because I'm on the air. And the Mark Bolger show, they wanted me to call today between 10:30, and I said no because I'm on the air.
So call them while we're on the air.
Okay, I will, but I mean, I just didn't. They're not till between 10:30.
Dude, call one of these shows and just make believe you have something horrifically wrong with your voice, and don't acknowledge it. Just like hold your lip down.
Dude. All right, let's try.
Let's try.
All right, well, the Shrek one I don't call till 6 or 7 p.m., so that's off the list.
All right.
Okay. Let's try. Hold on. Can Banner someone come in here? I'll give you the number to call.
Mm-hmm. God damn. That was fun.
Just take this one.
Why did you have the Pal Talk camera on your head? I didn't get that.
I wanted the audience on Pal Talk to be able to listen to the call that was going through on their end. So I put the microphone.
Well, aren't they listening to the show?
By my ear. I wasn't sure if they were able to hear the actual phone call part
I hope
of it.
they were.
Why? I don't know. It's just odd.
Ben, were both calls going out over the air?
Which call?
It was going out over the air, right?
Yeah. All of it was. Okay.
But it doesn't matter because Pal Talk can only hear what's said in this room. So they can't hear anything that's coming through our headphones.
Unless they're listening to the radio.
Oh, there's a delay, too.
For the people that are listening to XM illegally,
right.
you're helping them out.
So for the people that were listening...
It's really good of you.
Just on Pal Talk, I threw them that little
so
extra
much for making
bone.
a living out of this.
He's trying to turn a profit.
Really?
They just wanted to hear that part of the call. I don't do it for every caller.
Just fucking with you.
Jesus.
Oh, that's good.
Should Anthony put the mic on everything? That'll be the next post.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing about Pal Talk.
You know, they talk about Anthony's Vicodin habit way too much. We all know he's addicted to Vicodin. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
And by the way, do you know how happy I was to talk about my TV show until fucking I heard stupid Lucky and Happy Typing Girl? I'm like, God damn it. I was all psyched. Someone like up there knows I have a show coming out. And it's like, the word is spreading like wildfire. It's spreading like wildfire.
Guys, got an announcement to make. We have officially done our longest break since coming to satellite radio. An hour and 45 minutes.
Wow.
Look at that.
What's up with the phones?
Look at that.
That's a long one.
We're going to take a break, I guess.
I love you.
Hey, we got the metal guy calling in at what time?
9.
9 o'clock, we got the metal guy calling in that did the documentary on metal. A Headbanger's Journey. I watched part of the movie last night, and I enjoyed what I saw so far. Want to give the guy props.
Throw away my bios on Reno and Frankenberry.
I gotta say, they were much cooler than most people would have been.
They were fine and
they were
dandy.
cool.
Okay.
Jimmy, don't worry.
I feel bad.
You didn't burn that Poughkeepsie Bridge.
To be honest with you, I don't really care about the bridge. I mean, this show will draw for me more than any show I ever do. But, you know, I feel bad smashing guys.
More than you realize, Jimmy. More than you realize.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Oh, well.
But I realize a lot. Hey. Hey.
It was more for the listeners so they could start speculating again.
But I thought it was real.
We're going to go for 72 pages this time.
I have a half a rod right now.
Ooh.
I'm pushing it against the desk.
Work on it.
Want to see it?
No.
All right. You're lost.
Never want to see it.
What, are you busy? Here.
No, get away. Ass out yesterday.
Let's say hi to Jerry. Jerry?
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey.
Jerry?
Wait, is that camera focused on my rod like it should
my
be?
pride and joy. There's a milk container
I
on the way.
thought those guys were pretty cool, actually. You guys, I think, can get back on there tomorrow. They're not afraid of nobody.
No, they were.
No, that was fine.
They were actually nice. They were fun.
Jerry, we were, that was called being silly.
Yeah.
Don't confuse the two. We weren't trying to be vicious. We weren't trying to destroy them. We were being silly.
I was one button away from hitting the Tom Sizemore clip, my friend, which would have ended the conversation. So
when I heard there was an 18-second delay, I said, "Oh, these guys are going to go hard because they'll be able to dump out of it anyway."
No, because then no one's going to want to, play with us. You got to know when to be silly, and you got to know when to attack and just destroy.
All right, boys. I'll see you in Poughkeepsie, Jimmy. Later.
All right,
fella. They're not enemies.
No, they're fine.
No, they seem cool, and we got our lofts in.
Yeah,
there were a few lofts. All right, we'll break for the next probably 25 minutes to catch up.
Ooh, a terrestrial break. I'm going to take a piss.
Now we'll try to come back as soon as possible. Stay there.
Who doesn't love a nice dip in the tranquil blue ocean? Oh, that looks like a dorsal fin. Carcharodon carcarius, if I'm not mistaken. One moment. Ramon, open your vein.
Thursday, it's the Opie and Anthony Show, and you're listening now.
P.U.
I like that, though.
Yeah. Right after.
He got the info out.
See, I'm very predictable. I like that.
I don't let the music play for long. People don't want to hear the music. I think I waited too long.
Yeah, let's try another one. Let's
once
Derek,
more.
Derek, if you will. Make believe. Blah blah commercial. Blah blah
commercial.
Blah blah blah.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony Show, and you're listening. Tune it up. Here it comes. Crank it.
But you gotta sell something.
All right.
What do you mean?
Well, our virus thing. It's the O&A virus. It's spreading across America.
Good.
Or it's Thursday, so it's almost Friday. Or yesterday was Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Okay.
Or you use that opportunity to sell something about the show. All right, here we go. All right,
commercial. Call now.
Commercials are done, and here we are live again with the Opie and Anthony program. Like a virus, we spread all over the place.
Such a Ralph Cramden delivery. Hello out there in TV land.
Very nice. Let's say hi to Dugout Doug.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hi, that was you that called, right?
What's up, Doug?
Indeed it was. I was the first call.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love Red Rum. Yeah, I thought I recognized the voice, but I was all happy somebody knew my show was coming out.
Of course, yeah. Lucky Happy Typing Girl. Hey, you know what I forgot to plug on that was Pest Radio 101. We had a format change last night that I wanted to make you guys aware of.
Radio 101.
Format change? What's going on?
They must fucking hate us at that company right now. They took Pharrell's show from basically being what it was on terrestrial radio. Last night, they even had a little, what Jimmy was just cutting, little coming back from break snippets, the promos there.
Yeah.
He is now the Howard 100 wrap-up show with Scott Farrell. What he does now is he plays audio from Howard's show, Bubba's show, and Howard 100 News, and does a end-of-the-night wrap-up. He avoids taking phone calls. He takes all the questions.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you meant he did an extra show. You mean he's still doing his show, but now it's a wrap-up show?
Yeah, his show has
another guy that's turned into Howard's bitch.
Yeah, it's about 30 to 40% of what he used to do, so he still does a little bit of the sports and I'm the man when you're the man. That bullshit he does with
shake it up.
But now he does a complete wrap-up show because he is so terrified to take phone calls at this point. He took a total of, I think it was 11 calls yesterday.
Wow.
And that's down from 100 and something because we were racking up 80 calls a night.
Dude, you guys are fucking murdering him.
They're ruthless, and they don't
he's so dishonest, he won't admit that it's affecting him. He won't admit it. All he does is just cornball fucking come on down, little man, we'll dance. Yeah, will we? Will we dance?
Wait, I think I got that call.
Wow. Oh, I don't want to tango with you, radio fella. Shut your face and take a call.
He did 2 hours.
Hold on, Doug. I got the call that Jimmy's referring to.
Bill in Texas, you're on with Pharrell and Howard 101.
Pharrell, your website sucks your mama's box. What's up with that?
With my left, with a what? Oh, my website, it does blow. It's awful, man. It's pathetic. What's great about it is I keep old shows I do on there. I'm like, listen live, 10 a.m. I'm not even on at 10.
What's better, you should go see Little Jimmy this weekend.
Yeah, I'd love to go see him, and I'd beat his little pathetic pussy ass there, and I would dance with him in 5 minutes with one arm tied behind my fucking back.
I would tell you to kiss my ass, too, but you probably can't find it, you blind
There's no little 4-foot motherfucker taking me on. I'm 6'3", 210. Let's dance. Welcome to hell. You remember the hockey fights tonight? Come on down. You know where I'm at. I've invited you a bunch of times. You pussies never show up.
You know,
welcome to hell.
You know, wait, who do you want to fight?
Jimmy, and then us at the end.
Yeah, because I'm only 4 foot.
Jimmy,
I'm short.
Don't punch Jimmy.
Don't hit me.
Leave him alone.
I don't want to dance with you.
No dancing. No dancing.
What is with the radio lingo? Come on down, let's dance, little man. Just fucking talk regular.
Everyone's fighting.
Everyone's dancing.
We explained the fight thing.
Dance.
There's at least 5-6 guys over at the Little Doggy Company that would love to punch us in the face, or mostly me. Well, and I explained this already, Scott, Mr. Pharrell, if I will. What are we supposed to do? You're on like the 58th floor when you're making your threats. You're like, come on down. So what are we supposed to do? We every building has security now. We walk up. We did this whole bit.
Excuse me, what are you here for? Hi, I'm here to
dance.
I'm here to dance with Scott Pharrell.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to beat each other up. And he told me to come down to the station. So here I am to dance.
And then he has to get on the phone. Yeah. Mr. Hughes is here. He says to dance.
Right.
Yes, Pharrell. Scott Pharrell?
Right.
No? I'm sorry, we have no information.
Can I have your ID, please?
Yeah,
sure.
Here's your ID.
And then they give me a little stick on.
They'll give you a stick on.
My real name and purpose for visit to dance with Scott Pharrell.
And then they'll go, now go around the corner and go to the 58th floor.
Right.
You get in the elevator. Ding, 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 ding.
And I just think stupid stuff like, wow, this elevator is a little slow, and a lot of people are getting on in between floors.
Now you're like,
it's going to take forever to get up there.
And someone recognizes you. Hey, Opie, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm here to dance with Pharrell.
I'm here to dance.
But a few more floors.
If it was me, I'd have to bring a rope so he could make sure he ties the one arm behind his back like he promised.
Right. There is going to be a rope.
Have the producer tie it, because I can't tie it. I'm the man. You're the man. How can I be the man when you're the man? I can't tie it. You can't tie it. I can't tie it.
Yeah, you got to bring your own rope, and and you want to be a nice guy, so you make sure it's a soft rope so it doesn't hurt too much when you have to tie his arm behind his back.
Velveteen.
These guys are a bunch of idiots. Bubba the Love Sponge threatened me to a fight. I said, all right, well, you said we have no fans. I'm going to be at the Hard Rock Cafe, St. Patty's Day. There you go. There's your opportunity.
I'm a parent. I have things to do. I can't make it on the...
There's an opportunity to punch me in the face.
You said name the time, name the place.
There
was a time and place named, and nothing happened.
I have a baby. Yeah, well, then turn it over on its face in the crib and head out the door. Shit dick.
Yeah,
hey, you want to dance?
Yeah, then he goes, I need more time than that to get a babysitter. It's like, really? All right, well, then I guess the name, the time, and name the place thing, you didn't really mean it now, did you?
How about the Woodward girl? Let's hire her. Hey, shake it up. You bet she will. Shake it up. Wow.
Fucking
yuck.
We gotta
just imagine if you could, though, because you guys could probably imagine better than any of us fans could. Imagine if you could being 8 days into a 2-year contract, and now you're forced to be the suck everybody else's cock on that station show because of a band of misfits that won't leave you alone.
Yeah.
And when are we going to make Howard's life a living hell, Doug? Not too impressed with the effort so far.
Howard's a little tough because he doesn't take a lot of real calls.
Yeah, everything is so screened and so filtered. He's got so many buffers. Yeah,
that makes for great real radio, by the way.
Between him and the pests. So
he's got Pharrell's taking the stage calls. Last night there was a 2-hour buffer where he did nothing but take staged calls, but you knew his screener was telling him what was going on, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
he just started going off on you guys.
Yeah, when that happens, it means that the pests have gotten to him, even though they're not on the air.
Oh, no, is he bad-mouthing the radio show?
See,
he's tall. I don't want to dance with him.
Dance.
And here's the difference. If they took the phones out of our game, we'd still have a fine radio show.
They've done that in the past.
That's the beauty of what these guys are doing.
Mechanically.
Pharrell's show is based on, lots and lots of dumb phone calls.
XM's taking the phones out of our show, Opie, remember?
He's got some stooge in the studio. He's reading off of the message board. He's terrified to go to the phones. It is fucking hilarious. He's reading questions off the Stern Fan Network message board. That's how he's doing his show right now.
Do you know, he's not on now, right? He's only on tonight.
No, he's on tonight. Pest Radio, Howard 101, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight.
I'd like to go in there and do like the Pulp Fiction dance. That's how a couple of men should square off. Sharks in the Jets
contest. And by the way, most of our pests are not paying to listen to that horse shit. They have their ways.
Absolutely not.
Because that's another thing. Well, we got them paying to No,
sorry. No, you don't.
If you hit the Pal Talk War Room, which we hope people do, because believe it or not, they don't have caller ID in there because I've gotten on every night so far. But he's starting to recognize people's voices, the screener is. So we need some fresh faces in there, which is why I'm glad you guys took this today. We need to get some people into the Pal Talk War Room tonight to start messing with them because they're starting to really recognize who some of us are, and they're not putting us on hold anymore. Although, out of 11 calls last night, I think 4 of them were us. So we're still got a good ratio going.
That's almost half. Do you know what it's like when you're doing a talk show and you've now been designated to play the clips of other men? Do you know how awful that is to have to play the clips of an other show? Like, that's not what you want to do as a creative person.
No.
But he's been so smashed, and he's so dishonest in the fact that it bugs him because he has this fucking phony, I'm a rocker, drinker, heavy metal guy, tough guy, fucking horseshit thing, which cannot go hand in hand with being honest.
And it's just now babbling about someone else's show and having to support it.
How can I be the man when you're the man? Ooh,
that is
question.
A tough question.
I kind of wondered that myself.
Tough question.
Are you the man? Am I the... Who knows?
That would only make sense if it was Adam and Eve.
I'm the man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
you are.
Yep. You're the...
Check under the old fig leaf.
Right.
Yes, you're
There's
right.
One of each at this moment in time, so yes, you are the man.
You the man.
And I am the bitch. That's right. That's the only time that would make sense.
What a fucking cornball commercial, like, product hawking mentality that is. Why don't you just say, what's up, and stick your tongue out, wacky guy? You the man.
All right, Doug, we got to fly, bro.
Yeah, guys, I got to roll. I got some show prep to do. Tonight is part 2 of Back to the Future night on Pest Radio 101. What we're doing is we're going to take random movies now, and we're going to mix movie quotes with O&A references.
I love it.
So tonight is part 2 of Back to the Future night. And hit the Pal Talk Room, Whackbag, or FullBlownAids.com for info on how to get in on the attack.
Bye, Doll. Thank you very much.
Later.
All
Kisses.
Right. Bye-bye.
Movie quotes.
There you go.
And O&A references.
Did you hear the silent game? They were doing the silent game. He kept going to the phone. Hey, you're on the air. Where are you? Stupid ass.
That's why they call them pests.
Hey, let's say hi to the metal guys. Sam.
Hello.
Sam Dunn and Scott McFadden, right?
Yeah, we're here. How you doing?
Metal Headbangers Journey.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
That's us.
We were talking about your film this morning.
Yeah, we started the show because I got a screener's copy, and I watched the first half hour.
Okay.
And I would have watched more, by the way, but I had other things I had to do. Dumb shit. I got up to you talking to Dee Schneider, and then I turned off the movie for now. But I got to tell you, I really, really enjoyed what I saw so far. Which one is the guy that you actually see on camera?
That's me, Sam.
Oh, hey, Sam, what's up? You're the guy that's been into metal since, what, 13, 12?
Yeah, something like that. Even a little bit younger, I think, actually.
How old are you now?
32.
Okay.
The weird part, though, is you come from, like, just a little town in Canada, right?
That's right, yeah. It's like as far west as you can go. It's right near Seattle.
Well, dude, obviously, I haven't seen I got a copy yesterday, but I haven't seen it. But They were saying that you credit, like, Sabbath with a lot of stuff, which made me really happy.
Yeah, I guess we should set this up, Sam and Scott. Jim Norton's in the studio, and he honestly thinks that there's only one band out there, and that band is Black Sabbath. No joke. It's an ongoing thing on our show that frustrates the hell out of us. He says stuff like Led Zeppelin is overrated, and just crazy stuff. He's a lunatic. And if you make fun of Ozzy or anyone in Black Sabbath, we pretty much fight. Yep, it's pretty much fisticuffs.
Well, Tony Iommi was a big part of our film, and he's very articulate.
He's great. Yeah, I know. I had lunch with him one day.
Oh, well,
I did. I spent an hour and 45 with Tone, and then went to the Sabbath induction at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And got a picture with the entire band.
Cool.
Yeah, and I hijacked it and asked them a lot of questions, and nobody will send me the audio. I want to fucking spit in everyone's face that was there. They were so disgusted, dude. Ooh. Every time one of the other reporters tried to ask one of their fucking hack reporter, so you got a new album in the works, I was fucking Ralph Rude. I was interrupting, and just asking what I wanted to and editorializing.
Yeah, so the movie Metal, A Headbanger's Journey, you start with, who invented the genre, and you're pretty much saying Black Sabbath, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You're right. I've met guys just like Jim Norton, so we need to please those guys. But I think that there were a lot of bands like Zeppelin's often been credited, so is Purple. But I think Sabbath was, as we say in the film, the first band that sounded evil, and I think that is really kind of became the definitive mark of heavy metal.
But what I found interesting, it's the history, obviously, the genre, and you talk about other bands before Black Sabbath, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of strange, like Cream, Hendrix, Blue Cheer, I think you said, right?
That's right, yeah.
Mountain.
And why Cream, though?
Well, they were the first power trio. And for I think a lot of people at that time when they sounded certainly a lot heavier and more intense. Ginger Baker's drumming was sort of like the closest thing you could get to a metal drummer at that point. So we just wanted to be comprehensive. We just wanted to throw some bands in there because really wasn't our goal to end the debate per se. The debate will go on, right? But except for Sabbath.
Well, most of the guys you interview, they flat out said Sabbath. There wasn't even a second band they even mentioned.
Herman's Hermits. I think they really started it, if you want to look back a little further.
Lemmy said Deep Purple.
Yeah, Deep Purple.
Lemmy did?
Yeah.
Lemmy doesn't even know where he is, so we can't...
Lemmy is a good friend.
Dude, how good
Lemmy is incredibly smart, actually.
How great is 1916? Is that the best song ever written?
No.
All right.
What's the best song ever written?
Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden.
Oh, man, yeah, right on.
Here's what's the problem with Run to the Hills.
One. What's the problem?
What's the problem?
It's a great song.
It's a rip-off of a Sabbath song. This is what he's going to say.
See, this is why we didn't want you guys on the air today, because we have to deal with this shit again.
It's a great song. It could be the best opening to a song since, for a long time. But it's fucking not the greatest. There's only 2 verses to it. I wish it was longer.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I prefer that or Murders in the Rue Morgue for Iron Maiden. That's one of my favorite.
Run to the Hills is just such a great anthem.
It's amazing. Yeah. I just wish there was one more verse to it.
Because I was bobbing along on the couch last night when you played a little bit of Bruce Dickinson with the short hair now, by the way.
That's right.
Singing overseas.
We could maybe scrape up a dance version of Run to the Hills if that gets you excited.
Oh, I would like that. But I wish there was one more verse because it's like 2 great verses.
Yeah.
And then it just goes into Run to the Hills for your life at like the last 5 minutes.
That's all right, though.
Well, I prefer another verse. I enjoyed it that much.
Sam, and I appreciated the excitement. You were really getting into interviewing these guys, man. You're hardcore.
Yeah, well, what can I say? This is music I've lived with for a long, long time. So, when you get a chance to meet all, or many of your idols within the span of a few months of making a film, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, how tall is Ronnie James Dio? We all know he's short, but, man, in your film... you make it very obvious because the whole band walks up and he's barely in camera range.
I looked over because the Dio hugged Sam at the end of the interview, and it kind of looked like Gandalf and Bilbo hugging.
He can't be more than, 5'4"?
Yeah, I think he's about 5'4", which is about a foot shorter than me. So,
and he's wearing some kind of heel, so it might even be shorter than that.
Exactly.
But he was really cool in the movie as well. The other thing we mentioned today, I don't want to give away everything I saw, but I just wrote down some interesting things that I saw already. The Mayhem band.
Yep.
You seemed like you were horrified interviewing Mayhem, Sam.
They were just a little drunk. I mean, they had just got off the stage of the Wacken Festival, 40,000 people. They'd been drinking all day, and, there's like a crowd of people standing behind me as I was doing the interview. So, and they weren't, as you can see, weren't particularly interested in doing an interview that day. But they're actually pretty nice guys. They were just a little hammered.
Well, they seem like they're the real deal, because we were joking about this morning. Like, some of these bands, they just want to have that attitude, the fake attitude. But then you got the band have the real attitude.
The real deal, yeah.
And they seem to have that because their ex-lead singer, blew his head off? Killed himself with a shotgun, and then these guys decided to make like necklaces out of the skull fragments.
Yeah. That's just a small chapter of a long Mayhem story.
Why did he shoot himself?
Well, he nicknamed himself Dead, right? And he actually thought he would feel more comfortable amongst the dead rather than the living. So there you go.
And this is we had a little not an argument, a little discussion this morning. Now, when you're doing stuff that is that crazy, are you doing it because your music isn't as good? Because we brought up like G.G. Allin, and then we were talking about Mayhem and how, if you're taking the skull fragments of a band member making necklaces, how good can the music really be?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the case of Mayhem, when they started, they were they definitely had something new. They were kind of like the punk rock of metal, and that's kind of where the whole Norwegian black metal thing started. But then with, some events around the band and then the whole church burning thing, it could sort of completely kind of blew out of proportion. So I think where Mayhem started was in the right place, but I think they have a bit of an uneasy relationship with their, status as probably the most controversial metal band of all time. So,
who I thought was actually an underrated band because their lyrics were all satanic. Like, I always enjoyed Venom, but I always thought Merciful Fate was actually underrated as a band. I thought they were very good.
Yeah, it's too bad. I really wanted to interview the King Diamond, but fortunately we didn't get to him. But I think you're right. I mean, they were a tough band, though, right? Because, his vocals were just so over the top that either people loved it or just couldn't stand it.
He had a great voice, though. I mean, the vocal range he had, people thought the guy in Zebra sang like really high pitch, but fucking King Diamond was amazing.
Oh, yeah, amazing, totally.
Hey, what else do we get to see in this movie? Because, like I said, I stopped it right at the Dee Snider point.
Well, you stopped at Dee Snider. We actually go to Norway in our religion section. We talked to some of the people that burned down the churches, and talked to a priest whose church was burned down. What else?
We also talk about we do several chapters after that. We look at gender and religion and violence, and with gender we look at the whole cross-dressing phenomenon in the glam metal scene. I think you guys would probably get a kick out of that because it's pretty hilarious. Some of the things that Dee has to say about guys getting up there and looking like girls, and
Jimmy doesn't find that
the audience is male. So what the hell's going on?
Wait.
Jimmy doesn't find that funny.
I don't find what funny. I actually missed that last line.
Cross-dressing, rock stars, the glam rock and all that. You take that very seriously, Jimmy.
Well, I find that they're biting, as we say in the rap community, off of a lot of my transgendered friends. and I think what a man does with a girl, wink, is up to them.
Anyhow, we also talked to like the guys in Slipknot about how metal has always been blamed for causing violence in society, inspiring kids to kill each other and commit suicide and stuff like that. So we sort of talked to them about that and how metal's always been an easy scapegoat for the ills of society.
Yeah, when I saw Tipper Gore again, I was like, ugh.
But that hair is so fantastic.
Well, she was the one that was fronting that whole movement back in, 85, 86, somewhere around there?
Yeah, that's right. 85,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Was she trying to, because I know Aerosmith thanked her for selling X amount of more CDs. Was she trying to have music censored or just labeled?
They're labels.
Well, initially,
censorship
they wanted it censored.
Okay,
but I
absolutely.
Think what they soon realized is the best that they could do was the stickering of albums. But I think probably if Tipper had her full way, if maybe Dee and some of the other artists weren't so articulate on the stand, she might have got more of a censorship going on there, but it was basically just a stickering campaign.
Yeah, in the end, it's great that she did a lot of these bands a favor, but I mean, that's not what that wasn't her intention going into it.
Not at all.
Obviously, I mean, but you know.
Well, you want it that much more if you're not supposed to have it, right?
You want to hear our greatest heavy metal moment?
Yes.
We were at Ozfest a couple of years back.
Sorry?
We were at Ozfest a couple of years back, and we had an interview. Oh my God, what's his name?
Phil Anselmo.
Huh?
Phil Anselmo.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, it was time for the interview, and he had to be carried in.
Yeah, he was the real deal.
He had to be carried in. He swore he wasn't on heroin. He said it was only methadone or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And he was basically dead, standing up. And then he sat down and proceeded to tell us that death is overrated.
Yeah, because he's been there.
And he meant it.
Yeah. And the beauty is he meant it. Yeah, because we were talking about, I guess, the time he did OD and he died for a little while and came back. And we asked him if he saw anything, because that's the question you got to ask everybody. And
of course.
And he said
nothing.
There's absolutely nothing, and that death is overrated.
Hey, you guys got some really good people in here. Obviously, Iommi and Dickinson and Zombie and Cooper. Dee Snider, I mean, he's, again, a big spokesman. Did you try to get like Ozzy and Marilyn Manson and guys that people said no?
Yeah, I mean, there were people we tried to get.
Lars or anybody
from
Metallica?
We had a long list of people we wanted.
Yeah, how much did Gene Simmons want to be interviewed?
Good point.
Someone actually takes a shot at him in the movie. I loved it. Who said that Gene Simmons invented breathing and leather shoes? Because it's something we have talked about somebody else in radio, but I think it might have been Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah, Dio said he
because they were talking about the devil thing.
Yeah, the devil horn sign.
And Ronnie James Dio goes, yeah, well, Gene Simmons also claims that he came up with this, and then just smashed him and said he also claims that he invented breathing and this and that and blah.
Well, wasn't that finger thing? There was some Sabbath album that was on the cover of the book that came with the album, which it might have been Mob Rules. The fist breaking through the cross with the two fingers, like the pointer finger. And
Are
the pinky
you
up.
now saying that Sabbath is responsible for the devil horn?
No, the cross.
Oh, okay.
The Sabbath created the cross.
The cross.
No, I'm just saying. I think that was the first time I saw Dio with that symbolism. If it's symbolism.
Hey, any Spinal Tap moments during your interviews and whatnot?
Well, I think the Necro Butcher scene with Mayhem at the Vakken Festival is kind of Spinal Tap, I guess.
Yeah, that's a little over the top.
Can I tell you my Spinal Tap moment?
Oh, of course.
It's really simple. I was watching the movie last night, right? It's Metal a Headbanger's Journey, and the film's pretty good. It starts, and I swear to you, Anthony, it starts with sort of like a little montage or whatever. I swear I thought it was Spinal Tap footage.
Yeah.
And then went, oh my God, this is why the Spinal Tap movie's so brilliant. They nailed it. Because you were showing all the bands, really doing it. Ronnie James Dio and the rest of them. But I really thought it opened up with Spinal Tap.
Well, actually, it opened with Heavy Metal Parking Lot. So have you ever seen that?
No.
15-minute documentary is shot in a parking lot of Judas Priest show in the 80s in Maryland.
Oh, wow.
So it's that's
you guys
where we
have got to see that. I'm shocked you haven't seen that.
I know. It's right up my alley.
So where does the metal movement end? I mean, it seems like they're trying to top each other, right, with the outrageousness and stuff, or...
Yeah, I think one of the myths we tried to debunk in the film was that metal died in the 80s, right? That's what everyone assumed.
Well, the hairband type thing did,
exactly,
yeah.
And it was killed by the hands of grunge, and I think that the reality is metal's an underground form of music that will really never go away, and I think that's kind of one of the messages we try to send in the film is that's where it subsists and it will always be there,
It seems like with metal, I mean, you can only get so heavy. Like, I was listening to, I think it was the Boneyard the other night, which is an XM station which plays all metal. They don't play as heavy. Liquid Metal's coming back.
Yeah, Liquid Metal's coming back.
Really heavy. But this show had on, I was fucking Hell Awaits by Slayer, which you never hear on the radio anywhere, and, I forgot how great of a tune that was and how great of like a riff.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't get any heavier than that. You can't. I mean, I think anything faster than that they'd consider probably punk.
I think you start losing any song at all. It becomes just kind of how fast can you play, how loud, and how monstrous can you make your voice sound.
Death metal, I never really like. I get its own style, but I just never did it for me. I always like some kind of a music to it.
Yeah.
Something you can hum, tap your foot to.
Something you can rape grandma to.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
So what's the movie about, man? I mean, obviously it's about heavy metal, but is it about your journey becoming a heavy metal fan?
Yeah, essentially it's a road movie that follows me as a fan, but also as an anthropologist. So it's essentially like a study of heavy metal through the eyes of a guy that's been listening to this music since he was, really young. So the idea is to try and understand why it is that metal is that style of music that people either love or they either hate. What is it about this music that tends to polarize people? Yeah. So that's essentially kind of the question that we ask, and then that sets us off on the road.
It also follows you around as an alcoholic, too.
That for sure. There's a lot of Jaeger.
Jaeger and beer in Germany and waking up hungover.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a hell of a job if you could get it.
Hey, did anybody badmouth Sabbath?
Uh-oh, I got to tread carefully here.
We had to cut the parts out where Tony was bad-mouthing Ozzy, but no, we...
That's fine. Tony can do that.
It was treading the line, so we cut that out. But
what's that? Who did?
Tony
Iommi.
Oh, all right, that's fine. Iommi can say what he wants.
Yeah.
It's Tony, yeah. When we had lunch, he had a Cobb salad.
You did?
Yes. I had a club sandwich, and Tone had a Cobb salad, and he's a very nice guy. We had quite a good time.
He's so healthy and doing well for his age. It's amazing.
What's that?
He's doing so well for his age. It's amazing.
Dude, he's in fantastic shape. He's a good dresser.
All right, of course he is.
We know.
This guy's in love over here. He is in love.
One other thing, and then we'll let you guys go. I've been hearing about this band Lamb of God. I'm not going to lie to you, I've never heard an actual song, but a lot of people saying they're like the new Metallica and stuff. Yep. What's that all about? I saw them being interviewed in the movie as well.
Yeah, I mean the title sequence of our movie has got a song by Lamb of God. So if you saw the first half of the movie, you have heard them. I mean, they are kind of a return to the kind of thrash metal days, and I guess they're a great band. They are a really good band. They've been busting their ass in the underground for like 10 years. They've been together for 10 years, and so now they got a major record label deal, and they're really pushing it. So I guess their story kind of mimics Metallica in a way. And the greatest thing is that I can't imagine them coming out with a song like Nothing Else Matters.
Right.
So,
but then again,
we're in good hands with Lamb of God.
Then again, we go back about a few years. You can't imagine Metallica would actually do that.
No, it's true. It's true.
What do you think of Metallica and what they're doing these days? Well, it's been a while now, obviously, but they're less.
I mean, to be honest with you, I hated Saint Anger.
It was choppy, right? It seemed like it was kind of just thrown together. It seemed like there was.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's a sad story. I mean, I think that they've with Saint Anger, they tried to return to what they originally were about, and I don't think they really nailed it. Although they're recording their new album with Rick Rubin, so. Yeah. I've got high hopes. Every Metallica album, I always have high hopes.
How funny is it, man? All these bands, when they fail miserably, time to call up Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
Time to call up Rick.
The guy
big comeback.
He's fucking just great, man. He can produce anything.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with Metallica, right, was that the band started paying too much attention to what was going on around them.
Dude,
they tried to mimic certain sounds of other bands that were going on at the time. And what made Metallica great is they just didn't pay attention to any of that stuff.
They got a therapist, though, man. That documentary is amazing to watch with that stupid therapist trying to talk out the problems that the band was having with each other.
Yeah.
Oh man, and James Hetfield, like I can only give you guys an hour a week. I got kids and they got to go to ballet and I got to pick them up and they got kickball practice.
You know what people don't understand?
I could give you an hour a week, and Lars is like, what the fuck?
People just don't get the fact that a lot of these bands, they start out when they're in their teens, and then they just got older. You got your thinking changes, your lifestyle changes, you get a family maybe, and then all of a sudden there is no way you can go back to what you were because it's a different person. It's like you might as well grab someone off the street and try to throw them in your place because you're just as different a person as a stranger.
Yeah, and most of these great bands, they were great because they basically lived together. together.
Yeah.
Literally sleep in the same bed because there was nowhere else to sleep. And, you know, you get the creative juices going, and then you get some success, you get some money. It's like, well, I'm buying my mansion over here, and you're buying it on the other coast. We'll try to get together to write some stuff.
You know what? Fair enough, I agree, but Slayer's always maintained their thing. And granted, Slayer never sold as many records as Metallica.
Some guys have been able to pull it off.
They've stuck to their guns, you know, and they still have, you know, I think a lot of respect for with the fans. You know?
Well, let me ask you though, like you mentioned, Nothing Else Matters. Like I love that song. I really like. Did you not like that?
No.
See, I really dug that.
This Rocky power ballad.
No, but I thought it was actually like...
No, you're talking to a guy, it's all about... He's like true metal all the way. He doesn't want to acknowledge that any of these bands have a wimpy side to
It
them.
all started, by the way, with Kiss on Destroyer doing Beth. That's when it, like... It's a good song. Beth's a good song.
No, it's not.
It is. He's out playing the music. He's not going to be home. What is she going to do? Should she order Chinese?
I can almost handle. But,
I hear ya calling.
Come on.
But no, I love Nothing Else Matters. I like it. I think it's a good tune.
Yeah, I really, really like the Black Album.
Yeah.
That's not the popular thing
But
to say.
that's, the album that
Hardcore
everybody
Metallica
says,
fans, blah, blah, blah.
How could they not like Wherever I May Roam?
And Sad But True?
Sad But True is a great song.
Yeah.
You don't like Wherever I May Roam?
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Oh, wow.
Enter Sandman?
No.
Oh, I like...
Too poppy.
Do you not like it because... It's not a good song, or because it got the video that became so popular?
Sold out, man. They sold out.
No, it's got another. It's got. I mean, for me, it's just not my taste, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's like that's a pop song.
Yeah,
Sam.
With power chords.
Puppets.
Unforgiven?
It's all right.
All right.
Different.
Sam, we know you're hardcore metal, okay? Just give us something. What is one of those wimpy bands you listen to that you're like, oh man?
Well, when I was 13, I loved Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue.
That's all right.
That's all right. You have no guilty pleasure where you roll the windows up, make sure no one can hear, and you crank up a little ABBA.
Yeah, you know, the old iPod gag. What's that song in your iPod that you're like, oh God, I hope no one
Come on, tough guy. What is it?
Where you relabel it so, you know, it looks like it's like, looks like it's, I don't know, Arch Enemy or something.
Maybe a little Shania Twain in my most guilty moments, you know.
Ooh. Yeah, why not? You got to enjoy. Occasionally, I'll play Do You Want to Hurt Me? Who doesn't like that in their iPod?
Me. You do?
I certainly do.
I have an iPod full of shit. It's just full of crap.
Shit pod.
It is. It is just shit pod. Very good, sir.
All right. Guys, anything else you want to add to
that? So our film is playing in New York this weekend, April 21st, April 22nd. So
that's
not
this weekend.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
No,
might want to extra calendar.
No, you can also go to our website, which is www.metalhistory.com.
That is 3 W's.
Yes. Sir, you really are an alcoholic. www.
That was like back in the mid '90s when people tried to do it. HTTP ://w. What the fuck are you talking about?
Metalhistory.com, right?
That's all you need to say.
We're to the point now that we don't even need
pretty much
W's.
skip the W's.
We laugh at
W's.
All right.
But, yeah, it looks like I'm going to watch the rest of the movie tonight, so.
Good luck with it, man.
Hey, where's it playing? Just everywhere?
It's in 14 cities across the U.S. and 25 countries coming up. So
is it going to be in my artsy theater where I have to order the smoked salmon sandwich?
I don't know. The Landmark Sunshine. Where's that?
Ooh.
Oh, it's a Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
Houston Street.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, the Sunshine. I know where that is. How much of a premiere there?
Yeah.
You guys will do good, and then forget it. DVD, that's where you make your money, guys.
Good luck, man.
Unless, of course, people burn them and, give them out. But
that'd be good publicity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right on.
Done.
Right.
See you, boys.
All right.
Later, man.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
It's Metal, a headbanger's journey, coming to a theater near you.
Cool.
Sometime in April.
Yeah, sometime.
I sure could go for another cup of Joe. Anyone else? My treat.
Who liked my arch enemy reference?
I did too, as you read it out of the.
I was wondering how you're going to pull it out of your ass.
Hey guys, I mean, let's be honest. They're no.
it's not like it's
no Slipknot.
Humna. That's why I'm calling myself out on it, man. Yeah. Because I got caught. I'm like, well, all right, you relabel the song some cool metal band. I can't use the basics. I'm thinking.
It's no 4. Oh, wait, that's the page
I just
number.
wish I just wish I went to the next page. I would have used Cannibal Corpse, actually. That would have been a perfect one. Yeah. But I got to Arch Enemy and said, good enough. Good enough.
Good enough. Coffee.
See, look how we tear down the second wall today. Isn't that nice?
Do you want a coffee?
Isn't that nice for everybody? No,
too
too late in the morning. I can't do coffee this late. No.
No, I don't drink coffee. Check, fine.
Good.
Yeah, Mike checks good.
Beautiful.
Jimmy,
I like when we talk through this. Let's do the rest of the show talking through our Wawa bottles.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I remember when I was a kid.
For a second.
And my cousin John was there. I picked up I was probably like 11 and he was like 14.
Yeah.
And I'm playing outside and I had a bottle and I kept going, Wawa penis. I kept saying Wawa penis into it.
Why would you say Wawa penis,
I don't know,
Jimmy?
just because it was funny. I thought it was funny, and then we had an argument, and he kicked me in the balls.
Oh, Jesus, Rich Voss?
Yeah, what's going on, larynx cancer?
Dave in Denver. Dave.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
That
hey, man,
thin
I
air.
want to let you know that last segment, man, you guys are killing me, man. And the one before that with ripping on Pharrell. So I just want to let you guys know, keep it up, man. And right on, I'm punching out.
Thank you. Hey, what happened
from Denver?
Right on, Jimmy.
Ben, what happened with these guys? We try to get these guys on the phone to do these phoners.
Yeah, let's get another phone in. Hey, can we get the Pantera Phil PSA thing going in the break? Should we do that?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay, I thought we were all going to talk into our water bottle.
I don't want to.
Opie, just try it.
Opie, open up your water bottle and talk into it, for God's sake. It's a lot of fun. If you're at home with a water bottle, I'd like you to join in and play along at home, because it is really a lot of fun.
That's right. It's Thirsty Thursdays here on the Opie.
It's Thursday.
It's Water Bottle Thursday.
Water Bottle Thursday. Opie, just try it. You got the bottle right there. Could you please?
I want to bring us back into break through the water bottle.
Through the water bottle. It's so much fun to do once you start.
We're quality.
Go ahead, just say hi. Son of a bitch. Doesn't play along. Wow. Wawa penis. Wawa penis.
That's because you couldn't pronounce want yet.
No, first of all, hurt my feelings. I certainly could. I was 11. I wasn't 1. I wasn't yelling want penis. I just thought it was funny to go wah wah. And he goes, why are you yelling wah wah penis?
And then they kicked you in the nuts.
Well, no, that was like later. I think that was actually 2 different arguments I put together. One was in Boston.
Hey, that wasn't fair. That wasn't honest right there. We tried to do honest radio.
But it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Some correction.
It was Wawa penis thud.
No.
Okay.
Oh no, but no. But I was correcting myself. I felt that I did something I shouldn't have done.
All right, let's play the PSA.
Let's play the PSA.
So, you think being a rock and roll superstar is fun?
Did you just say something?
Sure it is. Just ask Phil from Pantera.
Who?
That would be you, Phil.
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ, just start the bit.
1, 2, 3, 4! I've lived a hardcore life, man.
Right.
Horrific. What? Who? When I was 15 years old, I burned my parents' house down. I believe of this. Multiple paranoias, destitute, sickness, awful. I feel great. I've smoked dope. Long-time alcoholic. I felt like a walking Slayer concert. You are killing me.
Ow! So put down those books and pick up that guitar, and you could be just like Phil from Pantera.
Damn right. Good. Shut up.
Let's do it!
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Water Bottle Thursday here. Is it on? On the Opie and Anthony Show. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. That's the Ozzy song, and now we're reading Hustler Magazine, ready to get into a bit.
Wonderful job, Jimmy. Thank you on Water Bottle Thursday.
That's right. Thirsty Thursdays. And everybody thought this bit would be over by the time we came back from break. Well, no siree, Bob.
By the way, if you're trying to get the Wawa penis as your whackbag name, done. It's over, Johnny. Someone now has Wawa penis as their name. Welcome, Wawa penis.
There's W-A-W-A, and then there's Wawa W-A-H. There can be 2 Wawa penises.
Wawa penises. Wonderful. Wow. Love when the hustlers come in.
Yes.
Brand new hustler. I remember getting Playboy, getting your hands on a Playboy as a kid, and you'd open it up and a lot of articles, and you really have to search it out. Hustler is so easy. Doesn't matter. Watch. There we go. Look, even though they're trying to do something with Washington crossing the Potomac, there's a chick with her tits showing. Let's try again.
All right.
Whoa, there we go. See, that's what I love about Hustler. You just open it, and you're jacking in seconds.
Do it again.
Hey, there it is.
3 for 3.
You're not going to come across some political interview or any kind of nonsense.
3 for fucking 3.
All about the Bush. Wow, that guy is getting his hefty hog serviced. My goodness, gotta love Hustler. One of the few magazines I think that are still doing well because they.
I like the movie memories section.
What is that?
The movie memories.
Is that where they show tits of famous people?
Yeah.
Where is that in there? What page?
That would be page 63.
Because I like that.
Katie Holmes in The Gift.
They used to call it Sex in Cinema in one of the other magazines, and it was always very hot seeing your favorite starlet.
You know, I did movie reviews for these people. I'd love to do more.
Why aren't you?
I don't know, Ant. I'd love to get to the bottom of it.
I can't find it.
Maybe you don't want to know the answer to that.
Opie, I would like to know the answer.
One thing that's horrible about these magazines, they never put the page numbers on.
It's right there.
It's not.
Yes, look at
it's like I'm up to 104.
Look at 126.
I can't find 63. It goes 64, blank, blank, blank.
Look at 126, the cartoon. It's just great. Hustler has that guy, Jay Billett, or Billette, draws the funniest shit.
How the hell do you get to 126?
You turn pages, and after 125,
I told you there's no
stop.
pages. 126.
Yes.
Why don't you explain that cartoon for everybody there, Jimmy?
I want to wait till Sweetie Pie gets to it.
Damn it.
Hurry up, Ant. I'll come over there. I'll grab your cock.
Ant's not good at finding
Anthony,
pages.
find the page.
Just the second page you can't find.
122, 23. There's no number on 24, and then it goes to 27. Hey, what happened?
All right, so there's 126, the one before 127.
But put a number on it.
Why? It's close enough.
Oh, wait, I just got to Beaver Hunt. Okay, here we go. I hope you're still not mad that
They should.
Holy disgust.
The cartoon is the guy is
Get the caption there, Iraq.
The guy's in the bathroom, and he's combing his hair, obviously looking into the mirror, and he's, the sex has been over, and the caption reads, "I hope you're not still mad that I came in your mouth," and closer to you in the picture is a cranky-looking woman squatting over his shoe, taking a shit in it. They have the greatest
cartoons. Shitting in his shoe.
Greatest cartoons.
Oh,
Sunny Lane, I know her.
I bet you do.
I really wanted to fuck her, and I never did.
Penelope Cruz, tits with hairy armpit.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. She's got a nice set, though. Mimi Rogers. Ugh. What the hell is going on there? Nicole Kidman. Movie memories. Katie Holmes from The Gift, which was very good.
What's up with Katie Holmes? We were looking at pictures today on the website, and
rumors running rampant, Opie, that she's not actually pregnant. That is some type of device that she has wrapped around her to make people think she's pregnant. She hasn't widened out anywhere else.
Wait, that they're going to just adopt a baby?
Yeah, that perhaps.
It is strange, Jimmy.
A perfect genetic baby.
Well, yeah. He must have just threw some in her. What the hell?
Yeah. I'm just saying, is it possible medically for a man to open his asshole over a vagina and let semen leak into it and still get somebody pregnant? I mean, I'm just talking.
But I don't think she's pregnant.
But then you look at these pictures more and more, and she hasn't gained a pound except for belly, and I know some girls can pull that off, but there's absolutely nothing else going on with her entire body. And they got a picture on this one website. What is it called?
Pop Sugar.
Yeah, popsugar.com.
Yeah.
Go up.
She looks like Talia Shire when Carla was beating her and she was pregnant. She was all skinny except for that belly. It's the same body. She didn't get fat in the hips. She didn't get fat in her face. It is just this belly sticking out. Her tits didn't get bigger.
It's a weird picture, man.
And she's supposed to be ready to drop, you know?
Well, she's going to drop just in time for Mission Impossible 3. Whoa, big surprise there.
And then
wow, you're going to have a baby the same week the movie comes out. Who saw that coming?
They probably have adopted a little white baby, you know? And then when she's supposed to deliver, they'll do that secret Scientology thing to keep everything a secret. She'll pull off her little pillow, and she'll walk around a couple of weeks later with some newborn that they adopted.
Yeah, throw some water on her face, and she'll walk out of the house.
Right. Oof, that was a toughie. Oof.
But I don't know. This picture, what do you think, Jimmy? Her boobs aren't bigger at all. They're the exact same size.
It's just her gut sticking out.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I mean, I just don't... Wait, are we getting these people on... Hold on. I'm sorry, guys.
Where are you going? Jimmy, you're doing your interview live on our show.
They're not leaving for an interview. Jimmy Norton.
What a pussy.
Did
he really leave?
Because it's more important to him to get his plugs in
Here comes Jimmy
on other
back.
radio shows.
Jimmy?
I'll do it in here. I had to straighten them out a little bit.
Why? What happened?
Nothing.
You straighten out our producers?
Anyway.
Yeah. They were dropping phone calls 2 at a time. I had to fire a gas in there.
Oh, did you?
That's better.
Oh, must be just the worst. Thank you for not doing that in here, by the way.
Of course, guys.
We got Rush Limbaugh saying some silly things. We got South Park talking about the hybrid car.
I like the Rush.
We got the FU calls from a real drunk in Minnesota. Leaving call after call after call.
Really?
We love the FU line.
You got to be drunk in Minnesota.
He sucks at promos.
What?
Ooh. Adam.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt my feelings. What do I suck at?
Go on now.
Huh?
Go on now.
What do I suck at? Besides everything, according to most people.
It sounds like you're like reading from a script. It kind of sucks.
When?
When?
Yeah.
Like Bodog, the Bodog one. You're like,
that shit.
We were.
Of course.
It is
we
a
were.
script.
What do you think? We go in there and wing it?
Yeah.
Although I did one day. How'd that turn out, Steve? Oh, thanks.
Not good.
Fucking had to wing a goddamn read one day.
You know what? I don't even, I don't hear that stuff after we do it for Steve. The Bodog one sounds really forced and read.
Yeah.
All right, I'll redo it.
There are a couple, I must say, that we do that on purpose with, but there are a couple where I heard where Steve, I don't want to critique, Steve, could you please come in here? I don't want to critique Steve because he's very big and he could hurt me. Shut up, 2 seconds, please shut up. Steve, there are some spots where we run through them. And some errors are made, some gaps are between things, and it seems you could cut a little more of the silence out.
No.
Why?
Everything, and that is one of the differences with satellite radio, is everything's going to time out exactly. So if you do one of these, bada bing, bada boom, I'm done, boom, and I have to make, 25 seconds stretch to 29.9 seconds.
But instead of making a space in between a word to make me sound like, so go to Bodog and learn about poker. It makes me sound fucking retarded. Perhaps you can time compress or expand the whole thing.
Or just throw a little music.
How about this, Steve?
Or a little music at the beginning. Bodog.net. I love it. Something fun like that.
How about this, Steve? Make it happen.
All right. You know what, Jim? That's a good philosophy, and I'll do it.
Let's go make it happen.
And I never, ever again want to receive an email with ideas for a commercial on it and have to go into the studio and make it up as I go along. I had to do that the other day. It was an email. It said, hey, guys, we have a new sponsor. It's this, they do this. That was it. Now make 60 seconds of it. Holy shit, was that rough.
Yeah, usually they know they're not supposed to do that, but...
and we're only brilliant broadcasters when we're live on the radio.
Right. We go into the studio.
We stink.
So do your
followed
commercials
by
live.
you.
You know what the other thing is, Adam, you bring up a good point. They also have this thing where they want Anthony and I's voice in the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So we both read the same script, and then they chop like we're talking to each other. But, I can't be bothered seeing Anthony, actually.
Yeah, I mean,
this is at 11:03.
Right.
Why should we be looking at each other?
Anthony does his part at 11:03. He's out the door. I do my part at 11:04. Now, you would think logically, just hand both of us a script, and then there would be some chemistry there. But we can't be bothered with that crap.
Oh, my God, they're so right. Why is that?
So instead, you get Anthony reading the script, me reading the script, and then Steve has to make it sound like it's natural conversation.
Right, like it's conversational.
You know something?
It never does.
At the beginning, we tried doing that.
Right.
It didn't work. I don't know why. Was it the bad copy? Was it like we would try to go back and forth,
I think it was Steve.
Yes, it wasn't my fault. It's because you both have, ridiculous ADD, and you interrupt each other. And if Jim's in the room, he's farting.
Wait a minute, what are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted to address something with Travis, too. Travis, can you come in here, please?
Travis?
No, I don't have a problem with Travis. I just wanted to give the information that he just gave me.
All right, Travis. Coming in the studio
Is this
here.
about
we don't
something
know yet.
important?
Yes.
What's going on here?
Woodman had to pass.
Why?
What?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I know.
I don't know means I know.
Well, no. What
did we ruin your gig with Woodman?
No, Tori. I spoke to Tori, and she said that unfortunately she got the message that they're not going to be able to do it today.
All right, let's.
You don't bump fucking Jimmy
We were told
Norton.
to go on tape delay for tomorrow. It was a tape-delayed interview.
Yeah, Travis,
get her back on the phone?
Yeah, let's get Tori back on the phone and
right now.
see what that's all
after she'll
about.
come on the air, we'll be
Tori,
nice.
right now.
Nice.
Yeah, let's get Tori back on the air.
I will bet you right now, $100, she does not agree to come on the air.
I know she won't. And I can bet you that I'm going to fuck, because Kenny said these last two weren't confirmed.
Oh, boy.
But I have a list of interviews to do, so I want to know, maybe they were just possibilities and they can't.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were confirmed and then they decided to change their minds.
Then there's trouble.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so.
Oh, boy.
Now you're fucking with my money.
What are you going to do? You're going to dance with somebody?
They're taking food out of your little mouth.
I'm gonna tie one arm behind my back and do the dance.
You're gonna
no dancing.
I like to dance.
Will you be shaking it up before you dance, or is it right to the dance?
I'm going to say, how could I be Woodman? Because you Woodman.
Oh.
You the Woodman. How can I be the man?
I know how to get him back. Do the whole interview through a water bottle.
Wah, penis. Can Kenny call in? Because Kenny is the one that knows about this.
All right. Well, he was on the line earlier. And he was kind of blew him off. So
well, let's not blow anyone off, folks. This could be important. Oh, wait. Who was I talking to that was saying the fucking word wrong? And I wanted to... Oh, no.
Raconteur.
Button.
What?
I was in my fucking car having a problem with my GPS the other night.
No.
I couldn't use it. I kept entering where I wanted to go, and it kept taking me to the old address that I had before it.
It's trying to help you out.
It wasn't.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I just didn't know how to do it.
You have to. Oh, that was it. It wasn't the car.
Who knows? I was ready to throw the caddy.
Why didn't you delete? Why didn't you delete the old address?
And then I did, and then I called up, and this guy's trying to help me on the fucking helpline on the OnStar, and he kept going, all right, you have to hit the button. He kept saying button, and I wanted to fucking knock his teeth out. He didn't know what he was doing. Hold on, let me hit the button. All right, there's a red button. You hit. It's like, what's a fucking button, you asshole? There's no such thing as a button.
You think he does that on purpose?
No, he doesn't.
Just to fuck with people. The button.
No, what's funny? We all have problems with speech. Every single person that's listening to the show, the people that come in here, there's some crutch that every person has.
I can't say finger.
Right, but if you're working for OnStar, why would you hire a guy that can't say button?
because a majority of the problems are going to involve a button.
Button.
You know that a majority of the problems that he has to answer is going to he is going to ask you to press some type of a button.
Right. Club Soda Kenny.
Good morning, people. How's everybody?
Hi, you civvy.
I just wanted to shed some light on this whole phoner situation.
All right.
All right. I just confirmed Mark Bolger for Jim. Jim, I left you a voicemail message on your cell phone. I also emailed you. He wanted nothing to do with going on the air with you live.
Okay.
All right. I can't tell you how many times he told me he does a clean show, and I told him, you got no problem with that. So you can call him right after you get off the air. I left you an email and a voicemail with the hotline.
All right, that's Mark Bolger's show. All right, that's fine.
All right,
Mark Bolger, shit dick. That's what I say.
Now, what about
Woodman in the morning? I left him 2 messages and nobody's gotten back.
Well, we got back. Were they confirmed interviews?
No, they were requests, and I called yesterday to confirm. And I only confirmed Reno and Frankenberry and Shrek. I gave somebody Shrek's cell phone number if you wanted to call him on the air.
No. Here's my question. Okay, so we were never confirmed with Woodman. Why was I? Now I'm not asking. I want to ask Bananas. Why did they send me the information if it wasn't a confirmed interview?
Bananas, Woodman,
Frankenberry,
Frankenberry,
they sent me the information, and I forwarded to you the 2 that I confirmed and the 2 that I didn't confirm.
Okay, but they were never confirmed by Bananas.
No, they were just requests.
All right, so Woodman passed on me.
Oh.
Possibly, I don't know. Nobody's called me back from there.
No, we found out Woodman passed. So I'd like to know if Woodman takes phone calls on his show. Okay. I'm very frustrated now that my gig is not going to be plugged on that show. I think it should be. I would never give out the hotline number.
I knew it.
But
hold on. I don't have the hotline number. We only had the producer's contact number, which is the main receptionist number, because there's 5 radio stations, I guess, in the same building.
Boring. Well, if anybody knows Woodman's number, I would like to get a plug out there.
Well, any fucking time, sweetheart.
I guess that wraps up this segment.
Well, Kenny, thanks.
All right.
So, Kenny, which ones were confirmed?
Reno and Frankenberry and Shrek.
Kenny, you do realize we were on our way to a perfect radio show today.
Wow.
That's kind of my fault, because
now it's only going to be 99% perfect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's not?
I know.
You figure out what 1% of the show went bad today.
Yeah.
No, I know. I
do a full report and email the entire company like you like to do.
I apologize for throwing the show off track.
Right. But I'm new at this, and I'm willing to learn and take constructive criticism.
I will try harder than anybody else I know to make things work.
You see, but that's the beauty. I'm great fodder for you guys.
Yes, you are.
All right. Well, listen, continue with your genius.
I may have left my prior job under questionable circumstances, but let me assure you, I was an upstanding police officer.
This will just give me more time to devote to the boys and XM satellite radio. CC, Hugh Panero, ELO,
George W. Bush. You really got to relax with that CC, man.
Yeah, you can't CC the company people anymore. How about just this crew?
No, I done good.
Okay. I done good. Yeah. You did, Kenny. You done good.
All right. Carry on, fellas. I'll talk to you.
Thank you, Kenny.
All right. Bye.
All right. Let's go to Adam in New York. Adam.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi.
Hey, Jimmy, what do you want? I'll get it.
I think that Woodman... Does he take
screw Woodman. I don't work for him.
He works for
Shrek.
I work for Shrek and everybody else.
What do you do for
Bulge? If you want to be on Bulges, I'll get you on live.
Oh, okay. No, well, Bulger doesn't want to do it live, so I'll do it after. It was a tape-delayed one anyway. It was never supposed to be live.
Yeah.
And also...
You're doing it on speakerphone in the office while we're in there.
Okay. And also...
It'll still be the show.
It's cool, man. Woodman just didn't want to have me on, so I was hoping... Does he take calls on his show, or no?
Yeah, but they're probably all taped. He's a dick.
He sounds like a real fucking douche. Top 40s douche.
Yeah, but whatever you want. I'm working with Shrek, so we'll get you on live. But
I'm going to call him later tonight for a tape delay for tomorrow morning. That's cool. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye. You're a mover, shaker.
I don't like that fucking Woodman.
You pour yourself out like this.
You guys, we got to change gears. We got Corey Rowe on the hotline. Corey? Corey?
Hi.
Corey?
Morning.
Hey.
Morning.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Good. How are you?
What's wrong there, Jimmy?
Nothing. Just looking for a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Corey, you're involved with the 9/11 movie?
Yes, I am. I'm the executive producer for the second edition and was one of the co-producers for the first edition.
For the what? United 93?
No. This is for the September 11th movie, Loose Change Second Edition. It's a documentary about September 11th and the inconsistencies in the evidence which exists.
Right.
Okay.
Right, we got a little confused. I'm sorry.
The name we had scheduled was Dylan. Do we have a bio for this guy or no? Did they print anything? Only because it was Dylan was the one we thought was called.
Yeah, we were going to get Dylan on this morning. Unfortunately, something came up. He wasn't available, so I just kind of had to jump into the position. I mean, if you're interested in a real quick bio...
No, it's okay, man, unless you want to. I mean,
this all started with Jimmy, so Jimmy should explain, I guess.
Well, I've always, I'm not a believer in 9/11 conspiracy other than the fact that it was Muslims. But I hear so many people talking about it, and I think that there are times where a conspiracy is very valid and other times where it's just, and I'm going to quote Colin Quinn, people doing this synthetic rebellion where they attack the government because the government doesn't fight back. Like, when you attack like this. That's what Colin's quote was, and I think he was right. So I'm like, does anybody out there have any credible evidence or video that something from 9/11 was a conspiracy by the government or other than Muslim?
That hasn't been disputed and shown to just be fabrication?
Yes, actually there is. And
hold on, I'm just setting up this. I'm just setting up how this came to be.
Oh, okay.
So I asked for that, and I got a bunch of links. A lot of the nonsense people send, well, Bush's reaction and that nonsense about did he see the video first. That's just nitpicking, and it's just maybe he didn't handle it well, but that's nothing to do with a conspiracy.
Absolutely.
But then someone sent me the loose change thing, and I watched that, and a lot of it I didn't agree with. But there were certain points on it that I thought were raised that were interesting that I wasn't well-versed enough to debate. And I'm like, well, somebody who would have to know aeronautics and plane construction and all that stuff might be able to debate better. So that's how this came to be.
Absolutely.
So what is it about? What do you think is going on with this thing, 9/11?
I'm sorry, you're fading out.
I'm sorry, buddy. What do you think is going on with 9/11, and why do you think that? What do you think the government's behind it?
Not only is the government behind it and complicit with the attacks, they were directly responsible for them happening. I mean, if you look at the activities that were going on September 11th, and you look at the war games that were taking on with NORAD that morning, I mean, this is NORAD having 20 hijacked jets on the screen of the FFAA controllers. I mean, that alone just says that those people right there are looking at their radar, and they're not seeing 2 blips, 3 blips. They're looking at 20 hijacked jets on that screen, and they're running war games of a plane flying into the World Trade Center in both towers at the same time that it supposedly happens. I mean, if
now, how did this is something I've never heard of.
Right.
Now, where does this information come from?
You can go onto our website right now.
No, I believe I could go onto my website and it will say that didn't happen.
No.
Make a
You're
website.
misunderstanding what I'm saying. Go onto our website and you go to the evidence section, and you can move down to the first thing on Operation on NORAD.
Operation NORAD.
It'll bring you directly to the article where we got our information.
And where did NORAD's war game information come from?
The internet. It was released.
It was released by who? Who from NORAD?
Congresswoman Cynthia McKinney, who was
Cynthia McKinney. Yeah, that's a great fucking example of a person to bring up.
Dude, unfortunately, she's not a really good one right now.
Yeah, right now.
Credibility-wise.
That woman is a kook.
She's kind of an ass.
I mean, you're going to be out there. I mean, in this kind of community, and for the things that she's trying to get accomplished, you're going to be labeled as a kook. I mean, look at Charlie Sheehan, who just came out and said, that the attacks of September 11th need to be reinvestigated. World Trade Center Building 7 was definitely brought down by controlled demolition.
Okay,
I mean, and he's being attacked left and right.
We heard about that, sir. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
We ran over this yesterday. A controlled explosion in World Trade Center 7. How long would it take to set explosives? I watched a lot of Discovery Channel. I love watching the demolition shows. Mm-hmm. And when they take down old buildings, what it takes to wire a building to come down like that in a controlled demolition. Mm-hmm. How do you take a working office building with people going in on a daily basis, working their job, and wire it with enough C4 to bring it down in a controlled explosion without anybody knowing you're carting in explosives, drilling holes in major beams, stretching wire under pressure to bring the building in? This is all things that it takes to do a controlled explosion. How do you do that with people working there every day?
Absolutely. It's a very valid question. There's a lot of different ways. I mean, you can have cabling upgrades, you can have workers, you can shut off security cameras.
I understand.
All things that happened prior to September 11th. And not only that, maybe I can refer you to the Manhattan Project. When they built the A-bomb, they had 137,000 people work on that A-bomb, and not one of them knew what they were doing.
They all lived in one spot. They couldn't leave the compound. There wasn't cell phones. There were no video cameras.
Internet.
There was no internet. Those people were pretty much prisoners.
There's nothing. I mean, to think that what happened on September 11th is what the government said is preposterous.
I just want to take one thing. I'm taking that controlled explosion of World Trade Center 7. I was in construction for many years. I spent a lot of time in a lot of ceilings, on a lot of ladders. When you bring in your tools, everyone knows what's going on.
I'm not going to say that it was easy.
It's not easy.
If you look at the collapse of that building, it is irrefutable.
Corey,
it's irrefutable.
It is not irrefutable.
Demolition, you can see the crest at the core of the building.
Hold on. One thing at a time. Dude, you're going to be able to... Corey, you're going to be able to get your points out. Here's the problem with, like, what I find the problem with conspiracy guys is that it becomes an agenda-driven thing. Now, what Ant is saying is a valid point. Like, it's not, you can't just brush over it and go, well, you know, it must have been hard. What he is saying is a guy who's done construction.
Tell me.
Is a virtually, but you're going right back to, well, hey, if you believe the government, that's crazy. Okay, that's agenda-driven. What he is saying is a tangible thing.
Yes,
how do you do that in working office buildings?
It's very simple, man. I mean, it's not a complicated thing.
It is so complicated.
That there's something that they're not. I mean, it's not complicated to get people into a building that they're not supposed to be in.
Corey.
I mean, apparently, because they blew up the World Trade Center building in 1993. I mean, they blew up
a truck.
You know, I mean, all these things happen with people getting into places that they shouldn't have been with large bombs.
My God, why are we giving this
time? What's to stop it this time?
We saw how that was done.
You're going fast. The whole thing about the plane hitting the Pentagon, could it have evaporated? I thought that was a good point until I saw footage of a test they did with an airplane hitting a nuclear reactor. Like they put a concrete to test what would happen if a plane hit a nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
Like, would that withstand a plane blast? And they used like a military plane, granted smaller than a 767, 757. And it basically evaporated when it hit the concrete wall that didn't have any give. Like, you guys showed some interesting footage of planes in that hit a mountain doing 500 miles an hour, which I thought was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But there's give there because there's area for it to blow out. When it hits a brick wall or concrete like it did on this nuclear reactor, they showed camera angles. The plane evaporates. It really vaporizes as it hits it.
Nothing.
Excuse
me?
Nothing.
You didn't hear any of that?
He's got nothing.
Corey.
Yes.
What about what I just asked you about the plane vaporizing, hitting the Pentagon?
Well, it's absolutely impossible. Titanium does not melt until 3,000 degrees, and jet fuel fires could have never caused that.
Okay, what about the footage I just described to you that I've seen?
How impact will vaporize an aircraft if it's going fast enough into a brick wall?
I'd love to see the footage. I mean, we have footage in the first edition where the plane goes directly into the wall, but then cuts through it, and the wings separate.
No, I'm talking about concrete. Let's can you send him a link right now? Mm-hmm. We can send you a link to this footage. I'll repeat myself because you weren't listening. It was a smaller plane. It was a test they did on the nuclear to see if a nuclear reactor would withstand a plane hitting it. Small plane. It's military footage. The plane, and it's not done by September 11th. I think it's older footage. Smashes into this concrete that's been specially built, and it basically vaporizes because it has nowhere to go. There's no give, as opposed to a mountain where there's plenty of room for a plane to blow out.
Is this steel reinforced concrete?
I honestly don't know the type of concrete, but it was. I don't know, to be honest. Whatever it was, it's probably similar to what they protect the Pentagon with.
Can you give me the motivation behind the whole thing? What's the motivation behind a government conspiracy to do this?
Absolutely. The motivation is the ability to take over any nation that they'd like while taking away liberties and freedoms from American citizens by passing the Patriot Act. I mean, it literally eviscerates the Constitution.
That was the whole plan of action, like they're going to wire buildings for explosions, set up missiles, I guess, into the Pentagon?
Well, I mean, that's speculation. We never come out and say that it was a missile. We just reflect that the hole is only 16 feet large. So how does the entire fuselage, wings, tail section of a plane disappear into this hole?
Mm-hmm.
Michael,
and you're saying that all this was done, planned out, and carried out on that day just so the president could get the Patriot Act and take away some of our freedoms and invade Iraq?
Well, Iraq's not the only thing. I mean, they needed to go into Afghanistan first in order to build the oil pipeline. I mean, anybody that knows...
Oh, so it's oil.
Well, oil is definitely a big part of the motivation.
Oil's the motivation.
The Project for a New American Century, if you read their document, Rebuilding America's Defenses, where they call for a cataclysmic terrorist attack so that they can go into Eurasia, clearly outline how they want to take over Eurasia.
Now, is that the stuff you guys talk about from the 60s with Lem?
No, that's Operation Northwoods. The Rebuilding American Defenses is the PNAC document, the one where Cheney, Wolfowitz, Rumsfeld, Quayle, Crystal, they're all a member of this think tank, Jeb Bush.
and they wrote this up before they were even in office.
Here's my question for you. This is a problem I have with what you're saying. When you look at JFK's assassination, it was done in 1963, and even that, and I do believe that was a conspiracy. I don't believe the whole government was involved. I think that's silly. I do think there was obviously more than one shooter. And even that was caught on video. Even that raised questions. And information was not passed around. With the way information is passed around today, and the magnitude, and I don't want to hear the bigger the lie, the more likely people are to believe it. You're talking about, I watched the video, landing planes, getting actors to fake the phone calls, because family members have heard these 911 calls where people say Arabs are taking over the plane.
Where did those people go? Where did those planes go?
All right, first off, we never claim that we know where the people are.
Well, okay, you don't claim that.
But you claim that they're gone somewhere.
What about the calls?
What's that?
What about the calls that says that there are...
Have you watched the movie?
Yes. I haven't watched all of it. I probably watched, I'd say 45 to 50 minutes of it.
Okay, so then you didn't see the end where we deal with the cell phone calls.
No.
Basically, it's impossible to make a cell phone call from 32,000 feet. In fact, United Airlines this year just put hundreds of thousands of dollars in equipment.
They weren't 32,000 feet.
Yes, some of these calls were supposed to be at 32,000 feet. So when they were descending into the World Trade Center, they were pulling such high G-force maneuvers, it would have been absolutely impossible for anybody to even be standing.
Okay, so you're saying basically that the family members who are saying that was their relative on either A, the pilot, or B, the flight attendant are lying, or they're actors?
No, I'm not saying they're lying at all. We go over the voice morphing technology that's been around for years that could have easily used to fake their loved ones' voices.
So, dude, you understand how this sounds like? Well, the amount of people it would take to do this.
Sir, they've only released
but isn't it more reasonable here, and isn't it possible, and much more reasonable, that Arab terrorists who hate us and our way of life for whatever reason decided to plan to crash planes into landmarks in this country and kill a lot of people? Doesn't that make sense to you at all?
Absolutely not. Well,
wait. Let
me finish.
Okay, absolutely not. Go ahead, finish.
I'm not ignorant.
Go ahead.
I mean, obviously, I've studied these groups and seen whether it's plausible or not. There's definitely groups out there that hate us. They just don't have the means. Okay?
But it was I think more was proven that they did have the means and the ability, and they did do this, than any other concocted conspiracy.
They have a billionaire funding them, dude.
They have a billionaire terrorist funding them. They hate these people.
The Keene Commission, the head of the commission, saying it costs less than $500,000 to do.
Well, then there you go.
Don't make any difference.
So it's even cheaper. All I'm saying is, it is so much more reasonable to believe that they hate us. They want to crush our institutions, our landmarks, and kill our people. And through a lack of security, because we were, fat cats sitting here not really getting attacked on a huge scale, they found a way to get us. We were gotten by the enemy, not from within.
Sir.
Absolutely impossible.
How does a 47-story skyscraper fall in on itself?
I've seen so many specials on how the steel structure melted, the weight of the cement.
Are you talking about World Trade Center Building 7? Because I've never seen an explanation for it.
World Trade Center 7?
The FEMA report.
You know something? I don't think there's ever been tests done where buildings and planes and shit are flying all over. I would like to believe that it fell down in the mess of 2 planes and 2 buildings.
And speaking of that, we got Kevin. He's a retired NYPD on the phone. He actually watched Tower 7 collapse. Kevin, you're on with Corey Rowe.
Yeah, how you doing? I'm a retired policeman. I was stood there as we watched it collapse. Does he know how it collapsed? I want to ask him that.
Well, I've heard some of the officials...
No, you're wrong.
How the fuel tank supposedly caught fire.
Number 2 fell into it and took out the bottom section of it. And it stood sideways for 3 hours before it collapsed. Stupid. So don't tell me that somebody blew it up, you idiot. I watched it. It burned for 3 hours before it collapsed.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. I watched it, stupid. What do you mean I'm wrong? I was there.
Collapses before anything. You see the 2 strips of bombs go up, and it fell on top of itself. No steel building has ever done this before or
Corey,
after.
No steel building has ever done this. No 2 planes ever crashed into a building next door. I mean, there was damage to the building. The guy said he saw the bottom of the building taken out. It burned for 3 hours, and then it fell down.
We couldn't go in there for rescue because that building was tilted towards where the 2 buildings were. We had to stand there and wait for it to collapse before we could do anything. All right, stupid?
Yeah, well,
you can read anything you want.
And how
Charlie Sheen can tell you
everything
you
had an
want.
emergency bunker there, and he moved all his people there.
Stupid.
Please tell me. I mean, I want to know. How come all these people were smart enough to get out the fires?
He hung up. Corey, here's the thing. This is what I'm talking about with not facing tangible things. This is a guy who is a retired cop, was there and said, look, I saw the bottom of the building because this other building, one of the towers fell into it. And you're going, no, that's impossible.
It is impossible, sir. I'm sorry, but it is totally impossible.
How can you say it's impossible?
Right up against.
What?
Right up against the World Trade Center that stood with light damage.
Okay, so you're saying that he's lying.
No, I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying he's misinformed.
But he's one of many eyewitnesses, police officers, eyewitnesses that were there that saw this, and you are saying it's impossible that didn't happen.
Absolutely. I have NYPD members on interviews that I've done that were right outside World Trade Center 7. Less than a year ago, I talked to a guy who had to duck behind a van to save his own life, and he had major questions about it.
Sir, can I ask you this? Why would they blow that building up anyway? Why would they go through the trouble and risk of blowing that building up when it's really kind of a side thing when you take down the 2 World Trade Center towers with airplanes? World Trade Center 7, why go through the trouble and risk of finding explosives in there when, if it didn't fall down, this would still be just as tragic an event?
And I have a kind of a tag to that question. If you're going to go after like the towers to make whatever statement Bush wanted to make, according to you, or whoever wanted to make it, why not just rig the basement with bombs like you're saying they did, and then fake a truck bomb coming in? That's a much simpler, much more manageable operation. Fake a truck bomb taking out a bottom corner of each building. They collapse into each other, which is originally
the 93 bombing plan. And if you know anything about the 93 bombing plan, that was an inside job too. The New York Post reported that the FBI had hired an Egyptian army officer to infiltrate Muslims that hate us.
Wow.
It's absolutely true. I'm not the one reporting this. This is
no, I know. You just have you really have an anti-government agenda, which is fine. A lot of people do.
The official version, hook, line, and sinker in the beginning.
Dude,
it wasn't until before the Iraq War and I started to actually take a look at it that I realized that there was something very wrong with the official story.
Well, and I'm not saying that there aren't things in the official story I'd like to see explained, but what I'm talking about, this is what tells me it's more of a rebellion against kind of like, mommy and daddy type of an attitude, is that when tangible evidence, this is what it is.
That's ridiculous, man. I love my parents. It has nothing to do with rebellion.
I'm kind of being symbolic.
It has to do with survival, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
And you just laughed at me when I was telling you the facts about the 93 World Trade Center bombing, when you can't tell me one person who was involved.
You're talking about, I don't know.
You said to me, why didn't they use truck bombs in the basement to collapse them into
each other? And you're quoting,
dude, Corey, they carried that plan out.
You're quoting the New York Post as your big thing.
No, not New York Post, sir. New York Times and Washington Post.
Oh, well, they don't have an agenda, the New York Times. They're not left leaning. Hey, by the way, did you quote the New York Times? Was it a Jason Blair article that you're quoting, or was it?
Listen,
hold on, dude. Or was it
on the payroll?
Or did you quote the New York Times?
Payroll all the time. Jason Blair's just.
How about the New York Times article recently where they named the guy that was in that hood, and they had to come back the next day and go, "Oh, we don't know what we're talking about." Is that the New York Times article you're talking about?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. But I'm just saying the New York Times, don't quote them because they're a big name paper and go all of a sudden that makes it.
We're just going through the mainstream media reports, the mainstream media video, the mainstream media photographs that contradict the official version.
We're just
asking the question.
Dude, you just had a cop who saw the building collapse and you're saying he's wrong.
He is wrong. I don't know what to tell you, but a 47-story skyscraper, no matter how long it burns,
of course you don't know what to tell me.
It's not going to collapse from the bottom up. It is scientifically impossible.
Unless a piece of a huge 100-story building hits it on the bottom, then perhaps it can fall from the bottom.
That thing was pulverized concrete. If you watch the video, we isolate the blast points going off 20, 30, and 60 floors below.
Pulverized concrete. Did you see the top part of it kind of lean over? And not pulverized until it hit the ground?
If it had just collapsed, it would have fallen onto the ground, onto the buildings next to it. But somehow it magically exploded upwards as the bottom exploded and went down. You're exactly right. It was at a 90-degree angle.
That's because that's where the plane hit it. It wasn't a 90-degree angle. What happened?
Not at all.
At the crash point,
and then it just blows up from the impact point up.
Dude, at the crash point where the fire was, that's where the collapse started. There were many floors above it. So as it collapsed, the floors above it didn't collapse on themselves until it hit the ground and the building next to it.
That is absolutely a lie. The thing is leaning over. It should have fallen over. I've seen other buildings.
It shouldn't have fallen over. Don't you know physics?
Yeah, I do know the physics, actually. Wait. Watch the whole movie.
The second the top of that building started tipping over, right? Mm-hmm. If the floors below it didn't start giving,
it would have toppled over sideways. The second the floors below it start giving, it loses its pivot point and comes straight down.
And I suppose that it's just a coincidence that the firefighters got into the building that got hit second, got into the impact hole on the floor, radioed down to the guys that they could knock it down with 2 lines, and then 2 minutes later it was demolished.
What do you think? Did they hurt? Do you think that
absolutely they were monitoring the calls from the NYPD?
Oh, so you think that they were worried?
And they said, blow the World Trade Center. They're going to put this fire out.
When they got up there and they said, we're going to be able to put these fires out, you realize they're claiming that it was 3,000 degrees up there. There's no way a human being could have survived.
I think it's. I mean, look, dude. I understand. Look, I'm not saying you don't love your parents. You're 22, and I mean, I know it's not. It's a young age, and it's a time of rebellion.
It's got nothing to do with the time of rebellion, sir.
It does.
It's to do with the hardcore facts.
I do understand that the government's bad, man, and they do represent parental,
that's, again, ridiculous.
It's not.
What party are you guys?
No.
What's that, sweetie?
Are you a party? Are you affiliated with the Republican Party?
No. See, that's the problem. I'm
affiliated with being a human being that has some intellect.
I don't take one side on either issue.
Really?
Oh, wow. Zero to me.
Listen, we got Paul from New York. Paul.
Hold on, sweetie.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I was a pilot with U.S. Airways. We were flying from Baltimore to LaGuardia, and we were over Staten Island when we saw the second airplane hit. And to see the fire and everything that came out of that building as we flew right past it on our way into LaGuardia, that building had to collapse on itself from the intense heat and jet fuel that was burning. There's no way that could have been a controlled demolition. From the fire and everything that was there, it came down on its own. There's just no way that could have happened. And to address the cell phone issue, as a pilot, I've had my cell phone left on in the airplane, and it will get a signal from 30,000 feet. I mean, that's crazy that could have all been fabricated. There's no way.
Yeah, you're talking about a conspiracy so huge, involving so many people, involving people that disappeared, planes that disappeared. Where'd they go?
And all the people. And I don't doubt. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't doubt that the government has scumbag elements in it at all. But the magnitude you're talking about...
Beyond X-Files shit.
The biggest thing that's ever happened to our country, or at least in the last 60 years, that nobody would come forward and say, yes, I was a pilot who landed the plane, or I was involved with murdering the passengers, or I was one of the actors that did this, or I did that. Not one. You're only going...
First of all, never do we say anything about actors.
Who else? I'm assuming. Who else would do those calls?
You're assuming all this stuff, and you've done no research. Listen, for everybody out there that's listening, please go to video.google.com and watch Loose Change Second Edition for free and decide for yourself. Because 99% of the people that watch the movie agree with me afterwards.
Yet 99% of the people...
Absolutely. I do screenings all the time, man. And
I understand.
Coming in for.
Are they also looking at the other information? Do they look at both sides?
Read the other information. These people believe the official version, hook, line, and sinker before they come in.
Not many people are informed. Not many people... you know why? Let me tell you something. You people are very smart. You're able to wrap all this shit up in one package and feed it to people. In order to get what you call the official story... you have to go to a lot of different sources and do your own research and be educated and read books and maybe specials, Discovery Channel, the Learning Channel.
Where is the evidence that these 19 guys did it? Where is it?
Where's the evidence?
Yeah, please, name me one thing that proves these guys did it.
Name you one.
No, you guys are defending the official version to the end.
How about the evidence that they have of them going through the screening process at the airport? The
two videos that are very grainy.
How about I couldn't tell it was Mohammed Atta. How about the flight lesson? How about the flight lessons? How about the flight lessons they took where they didn't want to know how to take the planes off? They just needed to know how to fly them.
Two of them listed their home address as a Pensacola Navy station. It was reported by Newsweek.
Yeah, so they were. Our security sucked ass. I'll agree with you there. But the fact of the matter is, these animals trained how to fly jet planes, got on the planes. I took them over and crashed them.
And that's why they're not on any of the passengers list. They're not on any of the morgue lists.
Who said they're not on any passenger list? They found.
I've read the official passengers list.
Oh my God! You've read the faked fucking. I've seen them online passenger list.
FAA's report on it. See,
what do you want them on the memorial too?
I've done my research. You can't back up anything.
I can back up you know something?
Don't back it up. I mean, you can't tell me.
You're hysterical.
You told me that they were on the list of passengers, and I'm telling you, I've read the documents. They are not.
You know what you're doing? If it was raining outside and I said, look, it's raining, you would say, back it up. It's fucking raining. It's obvious.
Man. You just said to me that the hijackers were on the list. And they're not. I've read the documents. You haven't. And then you're still going to...
They had tickets. Whatever I'm saying is the fact is our security was awful back then as far as flying went. It allowed these animals to get on these planes and crash them. That's what happened.
Yes. All right, listen.
We got G-Force is?
Listen, Corey. We could go on forever. I mean, the phones have exploded. We do have some people, believe it or not, that agree with you. So we want
absolutely.
And by the way, humans will take more G-force than one of those fucking planes would take. So the plane would have ripped.
You can fly a plane like that.
The plane would have ripped apart
with the G-force. Do you know what manually you can fly the plane at? Does anybody know?
Dude, at that low altitude, the plane was ready to rip apart at about 500 miles an hour. But if it's flying in a straight fucking line, what G-forces are you getting?
No, maximum they can do 1.5 Gs. They weren't flying in the straight line.
1.5 Gs? Wait a minute. What the fuck are you talking about?
Before the impacts of the Pentagon.
Are you telling me a 767 can do 1.5 Gs maximum?
No, it can do 1.5 Gs maximum manually. It can do much more.
You're fucking insane.
No, absolutely not.
You're insane.
That's in the American Airlines pamphlet.
All right.
Listen. We got a lot of people that want in on this conversation. Let's get Steve from Yellowstone. Steve, what's going on today?
Hi. May I speak to Corey, please?
Yeah, Corey's on the line with you, Steve.
Corey, I can't hear you. Is this you?
Yes.
I think that the problem is a lot of people get very emotional about the issue, and it feels kind of like you're being ganged up on here because you're expressing an unpopular view. And I've never been a big supporter of the, like my website has like certain conspiracy things on it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I think that you are being ganged up on. And I wanted to know why is it they're questioning your patriotism and your motives when you're just trying to report what happened.
Oh, very good.
Well, I don't think they're questioning my patriotism. I just think...
Mohammed Atta should fly a plane into Corey's mother's cunt. Ramon! Oswald was flying United Flight 93. Ramon! Ed Wood makes Corey... I fucked that one up! Ramon! Corey makes Ed Wood look like Orson Welles. Ramon! Corey left the army because he got caught sucking cock like the Biloxi Blues. Ramon, get this spoiled 22-year-old college boy faggot off the line.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's just utterly ridiculous, guys.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, seriously. I'll sit here and go at it all day because you guys don't have any facts to back up anything.
I want to apologize for Steve from Yellowstone. My goodness.
Mississippi juice.
I want to apologize for Steve from Yellowstone. Obviously, we got past our screeners. My goodness.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are heartbroken over there.
Yeah. Well, Corey, good luck to you and your
good
your
luck
movie.
to you guys. I really hope you open your eyes and figure out that you're not being.
My eyes are so wide open.
No, it's really true. I mean, I feel bad.
How close are you to catching Bigfoot, by the way?
Hey, you don't worry about it.
Monster.
Be fine. The truth.
Yeah, we're all just puppets, Corey.
Hold on.
You're the wise one. You know it all.
Hold on.
Obviously.
Hold on. All right. If you want to go, Corey, shut up. If you want to go serious, Fatso from Whackbag has a very good question. Fatso.
Yeah, sure.
I'm being fucking serious, douchebag.
Well, I'm
Fatso, go ahead.
Hey, Corey, you're a fucking kook, man. Listen, if the government was involved in a conspiracy of 9/11, and just so they could have an excuse to invade Iraq, why wouldn't they go through the trouble of going ahead and planning the so-called weapons of mass destruction that they were searching for, just so they don't look like fucking asses? You're fucking.
That's a good question. Why not do it on foreign soil? Why wouldn't that work? Why not bomb an embassy? Why not bomb something where
they have bombed embassies, man? You guys just don't know your history.
Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Don't tell me. The Marine barracks, Libya. Inside job?
I was going to say the call was awfully suspicious because they blame Bin Laden and then they give Bin Laden construction the bid to put it back together. So
why can't you accept the notion that there are people of the Muslim faith, Arabs, that hate us and our way of life and want us dead? Why can't...
Listen, there are low-level Muslims all over that hate our way of life.
Low level? What about high level that have the potential...
Osama Bin Laden, why is it Le Figaro, the biggest paper in France, and then CBS both reported the guy was getting kidney dialysis on a U.S. base in Dubai? I'm not the one saying that. If this guy's so dangerous, why is he getting kidney dialysis from our armed forces?
Yeah, we heard about the kidney dialysis story. Another piece of crap. It's not fact.
Why are the media reporting it once or twice and never refuting it? Please tell me.
The media reports a lot of shit. The media is awful. They're sensationalist, knee-jerk idiots that are trying to top one another. So if they get a report from Al Jazeera, they'll report it as news.
Yeah.
Actually, that was reported by the people that worked in the hospital.
But when you sort out the fact from fiction, it comes down to guys that couldn't stand our way of life, who want us dead and want our landmarks.
You've done no research.
Yes, I have. I know how the World Trade Center came down. You don't.
Sir. I'm asking, what makes you think... You told me a couple of blurry videos, and that was it. And then you said that they were on the passengers list, and they're not.
I said they got tickets on the plane because they were on the fucking plane.
Actually, that's way under debate because they're not listed on any of the flights. I'm not the one not listing them.
I have more proof that they were on the plane than you have that they don't, sir.
I have no proof.
I have proof. I saw Mohammed Atta at a gate.
Listen,
these people took flight lessons. The same fucking people. I have more proof than you do that they weren't on the plane.
All right, listen, we're running out of show, and hold on, Corey. We're running out of show, and you got everyone reacting. We got another person that wants in on this conversation.
All right.
Let's say hi to Poe in New Jersey.
Poe in Jersey. Poe,
you're the last call. We got to move on here.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Poe.
All right.
I wanted to know, the problem I had with the official story was that I don't know if I believe in a controlled demolition, but I do know that there were no marks on the front of the Pentagon lawn, and I found that to be disturbing because how does the official government story explain the fact that there are no marks on the Pentagon lawn with allegedly a plane coming in? That's the problem I have with the government story.
All right, we got anything on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, originally
Ramon! Ben snorts coke in front of the Pentagon! Ramon! Bin Laden has the same disease as Mabel King! Bin Laden! Corey is a girl's name! Ramon! Master Paul wants free food on American Airlines flights! Ramon! Bigfoot was flying the planes! Ramon! The passengers are hiding with the Jews who faked the Holocaust! I mean, Holocaust when I put a C there, because I hate Corey, and I hope he dies of AIDS.
Jesus.
Wow.
Well, once again, our screener's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Assholes.
Anyway, like I just
I've got to apologize.
This thing slid in.
All right, Corey. Corey,
are you going to let me answer the question? The guy asked it.
No, I wouldn't even let you try to work that question out because that guy that was calling was an idiot.
How about Corey? Shut up for a second. We've been having a lot of fun with you, obviously, but we still got some facts out there. So we'll give you the final word like Bill O'Reilly does. To sum up, what would you like to say?
I'd like to say that everybody listening out there that thinks I'm a jerk-off or a jackass.
That he is.
I can't believe how many flubs Steve had.
Yeah, Steve can't talk anymore.
Steve just couldn't wait to hammer him.
All right, listen.
Oh, my God. The thought that you, for a split second, even entertained anything on that video, I want to smack that goddamn Breathe Right strip off your nose.
As the rule is, when you watch it, you'll see there were a couple of valid points raised. But what happens is guys like that always sink their own fucking ship because they're agenda-driven and dishonest. That's the problem.
All right, listen, I just got a sign that said, a note that said, dangerously behind on brakes.
Oh, no.
So why don't we step aside and we'll finish the program next. Can you say fuck on this channel?
Oh, Jesus. That's shocking.
Holy fuck, I need coffee.
This is the best show ever.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
April 8th. Our favorite... Damn it. To You, the U2 Tribute Band. On April 8th in Orangeburg, New York. That is one entertainment hub. Orangeburg, New York. Chubby Maguire's. It sounds like a comedy club. We're not comedians, damn it. Chubby Maguire's in Orangeburg, New York. 325 Route 303. Route 303 in Orangeburg. 845-365-1900. That's 845-365-1900. Further information, hit www.notyou2.com.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
Groovy little tune. What is this?
I don't know. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It is? I've grown to hate them.
I want to thank Dr. Steve for sending a package. You never know what you're going to get when you get a Dr. Steve package.
Yeah.
It was like a press pass thing or a backstage pass.
I usually like to open up the Dr. Steve packages in the middle of Central Park where I know no one will be anywhere near me because you never know what the fuck that psycho's going to send you.
It's like a secret agent, microfilm.
He gave me an all-access pass for an old Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I think Pearl Jam show. Pretty cool. Very cool of you, Steve. Thank you. Vaughn, girl, Arkansas, you're on the radio with us.
Hi.
Hi, guys. I just want you to know that I'm so thrilled you are home from vacation.
Ooh. Well, we're not. I was having a grand old time.
But I live and breathe y'all's show. I get up at 5 a.m. to listen to it here Central Time. You keep me laughing. You keep me smiling. I listen to you morning, afternoon, and evening.
Do you?
And this is out there for Corey, that dumb motherfucker.
Yeah.
His stupidity was painful. That guy would be screaming for his precious little mommy.
Very good.
Here's what he is. He's just a child who wants to mean something. He's just a little fella who realizes that his opinion isn't very valid and no one really cares about him, and now he's going to be the guy that leads the charge.
He wants to be important and make a mark in this world.
A mark.
I uncovered something. Look at what I found.
It's because of you, Corey. We know because of you.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Woodward, Bernstein, and Corey.
What a douche.
Going to uncover it.
All right, Vaughn.
He's just a complete...
I said, all right, Vaughn.
The epitome of...
You had the really one good point. We said if pain was the fact that you kind of like said if stupidity was pain, then you had to come up with a pain one, and he'd be screaming in more agony.
Right.
That example was awful.
He needs to get off his mommy's tit and grow the fuck up.
If good examples were pain, I would shove the phone up your cunt.
Hey, we
leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
Sorry.
She's a fan.
We're starting to get actual female listeners.
Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you for calling, and don't listen to Lil John Norden as they're plugging him.
I love Jimmy Norton.
I love you too, Vaughn.
Then I hope he does kick in the cunt.
I love your supermarkets in L.A. too. Thanks a lot, Vaughn.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, look at that. A nice L.A. reference.
That's
awful
right.
L.A.
I might have to go next week and film something.
Yeah, hey, Brooklyn Ace from Pal Talk.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Sugar Bear.
This guy was such a fucking idiot. I would have loved to have asked him what the fuck happened to my uncle who died in the Trade Center. Oh, it didn't happen. It was a controlled explosion. Fuck you scumbag.
They're all walking around somewhere.
I like the fact that the cop called and was just going, look, stupid. I was there,
stupid. I was there, stupid. I saw it, stupid.
Yeah,
the guy, here's what they do. We talked about this a little on break. They, all the burden of proof is put on the people that already have proven what happened. So he'll like ask you, the douchebag will say like, oh, well, give me proof that happened. There is proof. The proof is the planes went into the building. They never have the proof. He always asks you, oh, I've done my research. Oh, have you? Really? You know how the building came down?
You know what it is? He's 22.
Yeah.
He just
He
wants
didn't do any fucking research. Anthony, you had him.
Dude,
you
he
had
just...
him fucking dead to rights, and he's being a fucking douchebag about it.
Dude, he wants to show everyone. I'll show you.
Show ya.
I'll show you, guys.
I'll show ya.
I'll show you. I'm the voice of a generation.
Then who did it?
Who?
All right. Thank you, bro.
The only thing he showed was that he was a douchebag. Have a good day, guys.
All right. Brooklyn Ace.
Ass. I can't believe there are still people like that think like that out there.
Hi, Mars.
Hey, let's try to leave it a funny.
All right.
I'd like to first ask Mars when Tiberius Caesar cut his hair. Sorry.
He's a trained killer, too. Are you
know? It's Caligula. All right. You should be fisting a married guy.
Do what I do and just go after the easy targets.
Ordering some lard.
All right, listen.
Yes, some funny.
Yeah, let's try the funny. It's an FU line we do. I don't know the number. I don't even know. Whatever. Maybe they could pad data it
Quick
right
question.
now for us.
Who's the fucking creep outside the studio?
Jesus. He's perhaps a guest for the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, is he?
Why would you call him a creep?
Why don't you tell him to his face?
He looks like a
he's
writer.
big.
He looks like a writer for some kind of rock magazine. That's what I'd place him as.
Wait, get him in here.
What is he?
Bring him in.
No one talked to him.
No one talked to him.
All right, here he comes. So,
All right, we're going to play the calls from where?
I don't even know what this was.
I can't. I'm looking.
Yeah.
For what we were going to do.
You got to play the calls from the drunk guys from.
From what?
The FU line.
Oh, right. That's what we were doing. Okay. We have the FU line. Did we get the number up on the pad?
What number?
The FU line number.
What number?
I'm just looking at the camera here on my Pal Talk. It's hysterical. Wow.
She is hot. Who is that one on the top right? She's very attractive.
Top right, Dynamite. And Baby Girl's finally in. You're late.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy was irritating. My throat hurts.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
Who are you?
They told me to come in here.
Who told you to come in here?
I don't know.
Well, who?
What show are you here for?
Ron and Fez.
Oh, this is the Opie and Anthony show.
It's Opie and Anthony.
Sorry, your guys told me to come
in. Well, our guys couldn't. It wasn't our guys.
Was it one of our guys?
I apologize.
Was it one of our guys or one of their guys? Which one? Point him out.
They set me up.
Point him out.
I'll go find him and bring him back.
What's the Ron and Fez thing you're doing?
Huh? I'm just old.
We don't care.
I know. But I'm sorry. I'll point him out to you.
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah, because
what's your name?
I'm the other Laszlo.
Oh, cute. Beat it.
All right.
Laszlo.
All right.
Well,
Cool.
not your Laszlo.
No. We have
the other
show,
guy.
bro. Be good.
But what are you going to do for the...
Do you do the... that's
Thanks.
cool.
What are you going to do for the show?
I'm here for 24 hours.
Dude, we're going to miss that.
Mike.
Still on? You want me to stay? Okay.
No. Get the...
Here. Let me,
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course. What do you... point out who did the...
Point out which guy...
Wait, last.
Point out who it was. Holy shit. That was the funniest fucking thing I ever saw.
And while you're out there, trim that beard, shit dick.
He starts trying to point out a guy and just slam the door in his face.
That was such a good thud. Wow.
Awkward. They told me to come in here. Who? Oh, I'm sorry.
He's ratting them out. Oh, that's funny.
That was a damn good
God damn, is that funny?
That was obviously more of a visual than a radio bit.
The bearded gentleman came in and sat down, and we were just kind of quietly ignoring him, and it was really uncomfortable for him and us.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And then Ope jumped, and he jumped. When you went, he jumped.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn.
Showed him the door because I was really curious to see who would force him to come in here. He tries to point someone out and slam. Anyway. Well, we're going to have to save the funny for tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that was good enough for me.
Corey Rowe was the guy who was on. Korey Rowe, R-O-W-E. So maybe you know who he is.
Let's say hi to Dead Bent. We got a couple seconds here. Dead Bent, what did you learn on the show today?
I learned that Jimmy was screaming "Wawa penis" because he was too young to pronounce "want."
Nice. Thank you for picking up on that. Chris in Buffalo, real fast.
Yeah, Ramon's a mushmouth douche that can't verbally abuse a 22-year-old fan with an opinion.
No need to hurt me.
That's it. I'm out of here.